Ay, ay, look. I'm too cool for the rules, baby, get off of me. Never need no push, I do it all for me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Too true for the flex, baby, don't cap to me. Drop 50, bring 150 right back to me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Look, Papa don't preach, teachers don't teach. Gon' reach, that's facts. I ain't worried about none of that. I'm making that cash stack. Bunch of O's like NASCAR, but it's really more like NASDAQ. Why they thinking that they hot when they really more like quarter on me like a referee? Hating what they'll never be. Small top with a big bottom, yeah, shorty shaped like a letter D. Let her have it, then I let her be. If you love it, gotta let it grow. Crazy cause you really never know. When I'm hurting, never let it show. I'm a two-tone, two-phone, two-chain, new thing, lame whipper. You a broke, low class, no cash, certified lame. I'm getting to it like I ought to. Couldn't pick, so I bought two. Understand why your chick came, I'm just trying to figure why she brought you. I'm really reppin' and I'm flexed up, and I ain't gotta tell him I'm next up. Sleep on the they rest up, but I'm up and I'm getting my checks up. Me and the fellas be high as propellers, ain't could tell us we great. Looking at like how do you figure unless you been talking about 8 figures. I'm too cool for the rules, baby, get off of me. Never need no push, I do it all for me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Too true for the flex, baby, don't cap to me. Drop 50, bring 150 right back to me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Look how we litty, we turned up the city, we raising the bar height. I been finessing, just look at them stressing, yeah, they been up all night. Sipping this water with somebody's daughter, she take what I taught her and build on it. Came in this game on that today, ain't in a couple years later, we still on it. Be hating on it, be waiting on it like a new season. I bet an acre on it, I put some paper on it like I'm loose leafing. Buying them assets, build me a cash net I could fall in. Look at my last bet, ain't got a tiptoe, I'm all in. Think on a level that can't fail, and I roll me a J with the hate mail. Been doing good on the merch sale, all this bread on me look like a bake sale. Tell her what's really good, I be really good on a jaw jack. Send an email about the bread, I'ma hit you back with the call back. I'm too cool for the rules, baby, get off of me. Never need no push, I do it all for me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Too true for the flex, baby, don't cap to me. Drop 50, bring 150 right back to me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be.
The people at Truck Stop done teamed up with the boy Mark the Mentor. Are you ready to take your trucking business to the next level? With Truck Stop Pro, you get access to the best load board in the game, giving you the tools to find higher paying loads and streamline your operation. And right now, you can try the Pro plan free for 30 days, a $159 value. Click the link in the description to claim your free Pro plan and start making smarter moves for your trucking business today.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
Sweet.
What's going on? What's going on? Good afternoon. Good evening. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Turn on all post notifications. We got a guest in the building, but before we get started, let me just go through this little roll call. Shout out to all the moderators. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, MGM gang. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. Tonight, we got none other. Uh-oh, it looked like he froze. You froze? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. So he new to this. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. You was fine before we went live. What you do? We can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Whatever you did, um, after we went live, just undo it. Undo it. Can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh no, he can't hear me. Can you hear me? Yo, call back up. Drop down and call back up. Yeah, he don't live stream. I don't even think he know we live. Can you hear me? We was cool before we went live. Can you hear me?
I can't hear.
All right, hang up and
Double
call
MC, can
back
you
up.
hear me?
I can hear you, but
I don't know what's going on.
all right. So
My
look,
joint tweaking.
so hang up and then call back the link again.
Should I hang up and come back, or what I'm supposed to
Hang
do?
up and call back.
I don't know what's going on.
Hang up and
Somebody
call
said
back.
leave and come back. Okay, back.
All right, so we're gonna let him come back. It was fine when we, obviously before I hit live, I'm not gonna just go live, but I don't know. Something must have happened on his end while the intro music. All right, here you go.
What's going on? But I can
right,
hear you now. I
you
can hear
back.
you. Hear me?
You Gucci? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so tonight we got a guest in the building, person who doesn't even really do collaborations. I haven't seen one, so it's a pleasure to have. I would consider the largest gig tuber on YouTube, Cars and Cribs, in the building. What's going on, man?
What up, brother?
Yes, sir. Man, it's a.
Yes,
I appreciate
sirski.
you. I appreciate you coming on because I know you don't do this. So this is
I
out your
appreciate you for
element.
having me.
No problem.
Yeah, it's something
No
different,
problem.
man. You gotta switch it up sometime, man. Don't be scared to try new things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I really just want to have a conversation, man. This ain't really like no interview or nothing. Even though I know some people probably want to do an interview style because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of things a lot of people want to know. But I just want to kick it for a couple hours and we could just talk about some different things. I want to tackle some easy things. I want to tackle some hard things. Pause. I want to tackle some things that may be unpopular, all centering around the gig economy. Now, I got strong views on the gig space, which, I'm in support of it, but, I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding on what the purpose of the gig space is sports for. So I just want to have a conversation. If you up for it, man, let's get to it.
Yes, sir. You already know I'm ready. I stay ready.
All right. So first, let's. How did you come into the gig space? Let's start there.
Look, this bright idea was not my idea. My business partner
Okay.
came up with this. Me personally, I never even knew really nothing about gig work. She said she was gonna try Uber. Yeah, at first I'm like, I don't like that. There's people sitting behind me and all that, man. Yeah, it's cool if you want to do Uber, but I got to be there with you. I ain't gonna let you just go out there by yourself, because a lot of stuff go on here, especially out close to the city.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it already started. And then she was like, "What about DoorDash?" I'm like, "Let's just try it." And honestly, hit the road running ever since then.
Okay. And that was when you was calling yourself DDK, right?
Yes, sir, ski. That's how I
DoorDash
started
King.
off.
And this
Yep.
was what, 2021?
Yep. October 24th, 2021, exact date.
Okay. So what made you transition over into the courier side of the gig space, from the food side to the courier side?
Personally, I just felt like it was the next level. I felt like that we did the gig work as far as the car, the DoorDash, the Uber Eats, the Spark, and all that stuff. Actually got kicked off the Spark app, and then I'm just like, man, it's time to go to the next level. So that's pretty much how it all started with getting the van. I watched a couple videos like Eagle Express. That's a couple of the Apex. What is the other one name? It's another one. His name was Big D Paws. I don't think a couple of them. I don't think. That's what's that. Hey, that's
You
what's
said
that.
that pause quick as hell. You had to.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I honestly don't think that Apex or Big D Balls. I don't think they do YouTube them. I ain't seen no videos from them in a while. But
Okay.
that's how I first started off, and I initially all of it started because my guy Carl Wright. Hopefully, he watching this video. He is the one that introduced me to your channel when I was
Carl
still
who?
doing the car stuff. Carl Wright. He live in Racine.
Okay. Okay. All right. Shout out to Carl.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you said you got kicked off of Spark?
Oh yeah, I got kicked off plenty ass, brother. It covers the territory.
Why you get kicked off Spark?
Man, look, since from what I understand, somebody called Spark and told them that me and my partner I was doing her orders, she was doing my orders, which wasn't true. We just did all the orders together. So that's
Mm.
pretty much what happened with that. Somebody called them. You know how this go, man. They see
Okay.
you getting too much money, they see you shining a little bit, they get on that with you. So
Okay.
yeah,
So when you say took it to the next level, is that when you got the cargo van?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the cargo
S-
van. This I actually the last day of the year, December 31st, 2022.
Okay. What year is that cargo van?
2022.
Oh, so you got it new.
Yeah, it only had 6 miles on it.
So you what was you doing the sparking stuff in? What kind of car was you doing the sparking stuff in?
First, see a lot of a lot of stuff that people don't know. When I first when we first started doing DoorDash, I had a '97 Buick Park Avenue. That was my baby. So I had
97
that,
Beale Park
and
Avenue.
yeah, the Ultra. I had this little supercharger in there. So I started off doing DoorDash and that, and nobody ever knew this, but on our way to do a DoorDash, somebody bagged into the car, and they got
Mm-hmm.
totaled because they can get the parts no more.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's when we transitioned over to the SUV. And then after we did the SUV, then it was like it's time to get a car because we're putting too much miles on my partner
Mm-hmm.
car because that's her car.
All right.
So yeah,
Okay. So
the
from the
Infinity,
night.
the Infinity, my fault. The SUV, my fault.
Okay. So you went from that to 2022 Mercedes Benz Sprinter, long wheelbase, extended wheelbase, high roof. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm setting the stage for this because I want to because I seen you've been getting some flack lately. So what I'm doing, I'm setting the stage because these middle Americans sometimes they don't understand some things. So just follow me. So you went from the '97 Park Avenue to a 2022 extended wheelbase, high roof, Mercedes Benz Sprinter, right?
Hold on, wait. I got my fault to stop you. I had the Corolla, that's Snow White. So Smoke is the van. Smoke
Right.
is the Sprinter van, and Snow White is the Corolla. That's the one we ripping and run. That's when we was doing Spark.
Okay.
We was doing Spark and the Corolla, and
Okay.
then I went to the van.
So okay, so you went to from the Park Avenue to the Corolla to the Mercedes Benz Sprinter. All right, and then when you got to the Sprinter, I'm assuming you just applied or you had already been applying for a lot of the courier apps like the Go Shares, the Curries, the freights and the dispatch and things like that, right?
So see, this is a secret that a lot of people I tell people all the time that they don't listen.
Uh,
When you sign up for the apps, put all the information. Use your car first, and then after you already in, then you can transfer it over to the van. So that's what I did.
mhm.
So I was already signed up for majority of the apps already, and then I
Okay.
just switched it from the car to the van after that.
Okay. So when you got the van, was the transition smooth or was the van sitting
Oh, the van was sitting for 2 months.
for 2 months? And why
Two
why was
months.
why was that?
Jumped the gun. I ain't have all the apps switched at first, and it was
Right.
also beginning of the year, so it's gonna be a little slow right when it's the first through pretty much to the end of February. It's gonna be pretty
Mhm.
slow.
Mm-hmm.
and that's something I ain't knowing about. So the van's sitting there looking pretty. I got it probably now I got 40 miles on it, just sitting there, snowing on it. I made the little video, come out there with the van. I got the van, started getting the stuff, started accumulating the stuff as far as like dollies and all that type of stuff
Mm-hmm.
for the van. And then uh, first time we got an order was on that freight app. We got an
Mm-hmm.
order on the freight app to deliver mail, them big bags of mail. So that joint came in was 250, and it was low key decent. So we were supposed to start continue to do that route, but then I guess they figured out that they didn't need a van to do it. They started giving it to SUVs and stuff, and then after that, I ain't seen no more orders for about 2 or 3, 4 more weeks, and then I got my first summer order after that.
Okay.
That's when we ran out to the
So
races.
okay. So this is what 2023, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So what did you notice the difference between having a cargo van versus running the car?
Um, More gas. First off, we already know that. So it's gonna be more gas, but it is a four-cylinder. I noticed that the payouts were higher.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more heavy lifting. Not to mention, you can't forget that good old van note, that $1,585 I had to pay a month.
Well, see, I was going to get into that, but I didn't. I
Oh,
didn't know if you want to. I didn't want to get into your financial business. But since you said it, that 1585, you paid that
mm-hmm.
even for those 2 months. Obviously, when the van was sitting, how much was
Right.
that van? Like 60,
62,
50, 62,
62.
uh,
Yeah.
62, and then your insurance on that
Well,
was
that was
about what?
after. Well, the 62 was after everything. It was at 54. I think we paid like
You upfitted it.
3,000 over sticker.
You upfitted it, right?
No, it was already like that. Somebody had ordered and they didn't pick it up.
Wow.
So it was just sitting there, and then we was debating between the 2022 and 2023 because it was already end of the year. But we like, if you get to 2022, when it's time to sell it, people gonna look at it and say it has more miles, but it's a year younger. I mean, year older, so that it'd be an easier sale than if it was newer with more miles. So that's
Was
the reason
that
why we went with that.
was that 2022 red tag? How much was the 2023?
Pr- Pretty much the same,
I'm
low
surprised they
key.
didn't red tag that 2022. Okay. So you was paying 1585 for the van,
1585.
and you
Yep.
paid it off 2024, like towards the end of 2024. So you bought it
Uh,
brand new,
yep.
1585. You put a down payment. Somebody said my mic volume is low. Can you hear me? Let
Yeah,
me
I can
pull
hear
the
you.
mic up some. All right,
Maybe
is
it's
that
my
better,
joint. Is
y'all?
it?
I don't know. People saying it. I just got a text. Can y'all hear me? Is it low or is it high? Or is it just right? Check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It looked good up here. Check, 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 check. All right. All right. So 1585 and you paid it off a few months ago. Like fourth quarter,
Yeah.
third, fourth quarter of 2024. So you
January 1st, last
so
payment.
you so you paid it off in 2 years.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going somewhere with this because now I
Hmm.
see you've been getting some flack, but people see I ain't no middle American. I already know what it is. You dig what I'm saying? So 2 years you paid it off, right? Now, and you showcase when you run these loads, you show the receipts of how much the loads or how much the orders that you running, right? All right.
Right.
Just hold that thought. We're gonna circle back to that. I'm just want to prove a point. Um, let's get into the 2 years that you ran. And then I want to get into I'm just setting the stage because I really want to have this conversation. The 2 years you ran, you did a combination of a lot of the different apps, right? Which app do you
Hmm.
think was the most lucrative?
Dispatch.
Dispatch.
Dispatch. Yeah, that's
And
some were orders. When I first started them, I was making 300 or 400 easy, 2 to 400. But then I could probably get my first come outside at uh 6, get there around 6:30. The pickup time between 5:30 and 6:30.
mhm,
And I'm talking about I first got my first one. After that, there wasn't no turning back.
okay. Now, when you say those dispatch orders, what they pay like two? You say 200-300 like each order, or this is what you
Mm-mm.
was okay?
I was probably getting like between 90 and 120 a order.
And what does those orders entail for those Sunrun? What does it entail?
You you go to the warehouse, pick up the panels. It depends on how many panels or how far out you're gonna go. You have to they put it in the van with the fork truck, but you have to help them unload it, or you might have to unload it yourself when you get to the property.
How much do each one of them panels weigh? Would you think?
Like 35 to 40 pounds.
And the average order, how many panels?
Probably between 18 to 25. You might catch some low ones, 13 here, 15 here. Between 17, 18, like 25. Sometimes you might get a 40 ball though. You might get a 40
Okay.
pack. And that's
All
gonna be
right.
real. You hopefully you ain't gotta do it by yourself.
Now, let me ask you this. Where's the Sunrun at here? Where's the Sunrun at that you be going to here? I just want to have an
Uh,
idea of how far it is.
uh, in Des Plaines. They also had one
Also,
in
Des Plaines.
Bolingbrook, but they just closed that one down in Bolingbrook. So everything in Des Plaines now.
All right, so you in Des Plaines, and then I'm assuming a lot of these orders for these solar panels are probably going to the north and northwest suburbs. They're not coming to the city, right?
Oh, some of them did come to the city. I try to stay away from the city because I already know there's gonna be way more traffic. It's gonna take longer for me to do the order, so I try to go west a little bit or north.
But majority of
Some
these
was
orders, because I'm just going off the I'm thinking about the type of customer in today's time that's ordering solar panels. Majority of them going to the suburbs, right?
right.
Probably more, newer homes, new construction homes, probably people who have a higher, a certain amount of
Yeah.
money coming in a month. It's not like
Now
middle
sometimes we did go
class.
to the hood. We go to the hood sometimes too. So I
Okay.
mean it varies.
Well, you never
But majority
documented when you coming
majority
to the hood. Why you didn't document when you came to the hood?
I document everything.
Nah, man, I ain't see when you where you was at in the hood. You ain't come to
See, I don't
Inglewood.
know. I don't know where I went. See, that's the thing. I don't already know the city like that. Cause I guess what? I'll stay out the city.
I
And they
know.
ain't my stuffing grounds.
Well, see, I'd have known if you was in the city because I could just pinpoint. Oh, he on 63rd. Oh, he on 59th. I'd
Hmm.
have known. See, most of the time when I watch you, you be out way out in the boondocks somewhere. Because I don't like to come to the suburbs, especially up
I
there where
already
you
know.
be at. Up there where
Uh,
you be at, listen, man. It's too
yeah.
quiet up there for me. I need to hear some
Yeah,
gunshots or something. Just let me
it's a lot
know
of
is it.
shaking and moving going on. Hey man, if y'all ain't never been to Chicago, for all the audience, man, it's different out there. The first time I went out there, boy, it was a life changer. I'm talking about you just see the difference in how people live out there. It's just crazy. It's a complete different world. Even though it's only like 35, 45 minutes from here, it's way different.
Because you grew up there in the
Yeah,
northwest
North
suburbs, right?
Chicago. Yeah, North
Okay.
Chicago. Yeah.
All right. So from the moment you pick up the orders, what's the average distance from the pickup to the drop off, and then how much time do it take you to unload?
It just really depends. Honestly, for the most part, I would say between 10 to 25. I'm, I'm gonna probably say about between 10 to 30 miles. Sometimes you might gotta go to Rockford. It depends. The Rockford order is gonna pay a little bit more.
Damn, they
But
send you to Rockford.
yeah, yeah.
Damn.
Sometimes you gotta go to Rockford. Yeah. You get like
Okay.
if you go to Rockford, you'll probably get like 140 going to Rockford,
Okay.
but you still gotta come back. So you gotta think about that too.
Okay. So and then when you get there, you got a 30 piece or 40 ball. How long do it take you to unload all those panels if you got to do it on a dolo?
Probably like honestly, people don't know. It probably take you like 8 minutes. It ain't gonna 8 to 10 minutes. It ain't gonna take you long.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you let's get into it now. Let's get into it. How do you calculate if it's a good order or not to take? So you saying to go coming from where you come from down to Des Plaines and then to go, let's say up back to Gurnee for $90,
Hmm.
$100, unload it and then come back. How do you calculate it or do you look at it just like, all right, man, it's a 90 piece. I can get this done in an hour and 15 minutes. You just how do you look at it?
The way I look at it is probably different than most. I'm looking at where I'm going to end up at. I'm not looking. So if I out the gate, if I'm coming out the crib and I already know I'm about to get 100, 115, $90, and I know I'm gonna be a little bit away from Des Plaines, I know that there's more somewhere orders that may come out of there. And also you got Arlington Heights, there's a lot of roadies and different stuff like that in that area too. So if I know I'm gonna come out there and I already know that, okay, boom, I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna go get the order. I'm probably gonna be back at somewhere probably by 8 o'clock. If I get there at 6:35, it depends on how many people in the line though. Sometimes it's a long line, you gotta wait for a while. Might get there back 8:15, 8 o'clock. They might got another order, or I might get y'all to find something else. So that's
Mm.
the really how I base mine. It's more of a hustle than you just saying this is the order and then I just go back home.
So you don't
Yeah.
look at it as like a business.
No.
Okay. All right. Let's get into um let's talk about that. Let's just get straight to it. Hustle in business. You look at it like a hustle. A
Right.
lot of people think they can go out, get a van, and start a business off of gig apps. You got people quitting their jobs to become. I call them giggers. I call them giggers. They want to quit their they quit their job to be a full-time gigger. All right.
Right.
Now, I seen, you did 2 videos recently where, you caught a little flack because it's people struggling. I think what's going on now is the gig economy has hit a plateau, and that upward momentum that it was getting has plateaued. The That economy has saturated. Um, there's gig companies that were once dominant that are no longer as dominant, and or have been acquired or and have gone out of business, which has given some of the more dominant ones, uh, you know, more market share. Um, you have just so many people on these apps now, which has also increased the competition. So what I saw last year was a lot of these gig apps cut the rates. And you had people that went out thinking they could build a business being a gigger, and they're complaining now, and they look to place the blame, right? You look at it as a hustle. Have you always looked at it as a hustle?
Yeah. I just look at things different for the most part. The way I move is probably way different than majority of people.
Mm.
Because I just hustle. I go with what's going on right now. So right now, the van is popping right now. You never know. I might sell a van one day if something else come on. I just move. Think about how I started the channel. I started the channel as cars and cribs. I started off doing house reviews. That wasn't working right. Okay, boom, it's cool. I got a few subscribers, but now then I started doing the car reviews after that. I do the car reviews, and that's going cool. Then my business partner came up with the gig work, and it just shot off from there. So I go with wherever the money at. Wherever the money at, that's where I go.
So you think you can build a business off a gig app?
No, me personally, no. It's not consistent enough.
Mm.
It's ups and downs. Some days you may make 500, 600, but then the next day you may make like $20. You may make a dub. You may make $40. You never really know what you're getting into on that day. And some days you're gonna lose money because you might go out there and sit out there for 2, 3, 4 hours and you get nothing. Or
Mhm.
I might just say I got a Sunrun order. I done drove 35 to 40 miles to get to Sunrun to get the order, do the order, make the 90, and then I don't get no more orders after that. I just sit there and sit, 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 sit. So
Hmm.
that's why it's more so a hustle to me.
Why do you think people, when they watch content, because I saw your response to a lot of these guys, the guys that said, "Well, man, I watched your content. I went out and bought this van, and now I'm struggling, and or I failed, and I was watching your content. You made it seem like this, that, and the third. Like, what's your response to? I mean, I've seen your response, but like, let's, you can really say what you really, really want. If you want to say some curse words or some shit like that, you can on this channel. I know your channel's super clean, but over here we
Yeah.
you know, we get straight to it over here. Because my
Right.
opinion, and the reason why I asked you the questions that I was asking you earlier, okay, boom, you went from a 97 Buick Park Avenue Toyota Corolla, you jumped to a long wheelbase, high roof Mercedes-Benz Sprinter that sat for 2 months, that you bought brand new and paid it off in 2 years. So me watching your content, being one of them guys, right? I ain't no middle American. I can watch a few videos and be like, it's money somewhere else. It's some money coming in from somewhere else. Because even when you show, you know how you do it. Hey guys, I did 330 miles for $30 with these Sunrun orders. So I'm looking at 30 miles for $30 or whatever it is. And then at the end of the day, you'll show your 3 orders and it'll be like, so today, guys, we made $228. So without knowing your cost of living, but knowing you from, you ain't from the city, but you from the burbs up that way. I know the area, and I know just off the van alone, what you got coming in isn't enough to cover the cost of that van. Like those orders that you doing, that shit ain't enough. You see what I'm saying? So I can see that. And then even when you paid, okay, he paid it off 2 years, those gig orders didn't pay off that van. I wouldn't think. I think it was money coming in, a combination of some money coming in from other places. And I'm not even just talking about the YouTube. So I can see that. But clearly there is, people that watch content that just, they just get caught up in the influence and they don't pay attention to all the details to realize, listen, I'm looking to come in. I looked at a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, 60, 70,000. He bought it new. He paid it off in 2 years. And he's showing me, okay, this day he lost money. This day he was out. He said he was out. He only made $170. This day he made 300. This day he made 200. This day he made 150. But you still go out and do the dun-to-dun. And when the shit don't work out for you, you come back and place the blame. What's your thoughts on that? You know what I'm saying? What, like, how do you like, what's your response to shit like that? Just the ignorance of that.
Honestly, I think that people look at the glitz and glamour, but they'll never look at what it took for you to get to that position. A lot of times they see the end result. They see Mark at the crib. They see you sitting at the crib with your feet up. They see that, but they don't see all the grind and stuff it took to get to that position. Also, a lot of sacrifices was made for me to be able to do that. It ain't just had nothing to do with gig apps. It ain't had nothing to do with the YouTube channel. It's a lot of sacrifice for me even just to quit my job, period.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't had a job in 5 years. So, yes, going on 6 now. It was a lot of sacrifice and a lot of stuff I had to do to get there. A lot of saving money, a lot of investing in money. And I've told people many of times that what I do with the money is, see, people look at it like this, right? There's an old saying, it ain't about how much money you make, it's how much you keep. And I disagree with that. I don't think that. I think it ain't about how much money you make, it's about what you do with the money you make. That's how I look at it. So if I take the money and I put it over here, like for you, you already gave me crypto plays. You gave me crypto plays or this or that. I got different investments to pay for stuff like this. And also with the whole van thing, it was more so investing in the channel. It had nothing to do with gig work. It's investing in the channel to get to the next level. So that's the reason why I bought the van in the first place. So pretty much YouTube and the gig apps pay for the van. It's going to pay for itself.
Okay.
I just think that everybody else, it's different. To each their own. Some people live different lives. Me, I'm real frugal. I like to, invest my money instead of spending and splurging. I don't get the money and pay bills and stuff. But majority, pretty much all the money I make goes into investment, and that was one of the investments. So for those people out there who may feel like it's my fault, I mean, it's cool. You can blame me all you want to. You can blame me. You can blame Mark. You can blame CJ. You can blame everybody you want to blame. But at the end of the day, you made a decision. And I have a question for you. The question is this. Some of you guys have kids. So, you told your son and daughter that you was going to do this or that. You're going to get them some skins on the game. You told your daughter you're going to get her an iPhone so she could do TikTok videos and all that stuff. When that money don't come in, what are you gonna tell them? Yeah, are you gonna tell them no? Or what you gonna blame me then? You gonna say if this dude on YouTube who told me to go get? I ain't tell nobody to do. I honestly, Mark, I ain't told nobody to go get no van. All I'm doing is documenting my journey and showing people another way to make money. That's what my job is.
Mhm. What you
So
what you think? So since you've been doing this for 2 years now, from the courier side, since you had the van, what's your outlook on the whole courier gig space as far as the dispatch, the roadie, the curry, freight, all those apps? What in the past 2 years, what's your consensus on from when you started to where it's at now? What you see these apps doing in the near future, as far as the rates and the
the
sustainability, the
honestly,
consistency?
it ain't been as consistent as it used to be. Honestly, like previously, even last year, the year before was even better. Last year, I had more orders. I can go out and I know if I get an order, it's a great chance I can get another order. As of lately, since January 1st, I ain't really been going out like that. I go out and do my, sometimes do the drop off ride with the Just Food for Dogs. Other than that, I might go out on a Monday or something to see if I can come up with something. But other than that, you have to really know your market in order for you to create some money nowadays. It's not gonna be sweet like it was before. Like it ain't gonna be you just go out there and get this money. It's a lot different now, and I know for sure that the roadie orders, the pay has went down on the roadie orders for
Hmm.
sure. Um, I think the dispatch summer orders they fluctuate. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. Uh, I haven't really got a courier order. I don't even remember the last time I got a courier order. And in fact, it did pop in my phone. It wasn't worth it.
Hmm.
So for the future, to be honest, Mark, double M, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, and that's why it's a hustle because you never know when you hustle, you gotta get it while it's hot. While it's hot, you gotta get it,
Hmm.
and you might gotta move on to the next thing. So don't be for all the people listening out there. Don't be scared to try new stuff. Don't be scared to um, try a route. Maybe you might get a route. Maybe you want to do some moving. Maybe you want to do this. Don't get too stuck on one thing. And especially if that one thing ain't working, you got to make adjustments. I've always said is you got to make adjustments. It's not going to be sweet all the time. Some days you're gonna have some great days, and then it's gonna be bad, and then it's gonna be good, and then it's gonna be bad. So it's ups and downs with all of it.
So you because I seen you been in your car a lot lately in
Hmm.
the so, and I know that you're not necessarily doing the, as far as the gig work in your cargo van for cost of living, right? So is it that bad right now, to the point where even for a person who wasn't doing it to cover cost of living, that you don't even want to fire that van up? It's just more cost effective to do it in your car. Is it are the orders that slow, or is just not?
For the Yeah, because for the most part, for the first 2 months of the year, it's just gonna be automatically slow. Just for it's super cold outside, and usually in the first beginning of the year, it's usually slow. It should start picking up soon here now, and we gonna see what happens. We got to play it by ear as far as that go. Um,
Mhm.
with using the car, we used the car because we had more a guaranteed way to make money when we do the drop off route, because guaranteed they
Okay.
reach out to you and say, yeah, we got this route. Do you want to do it? You say, yeah, I'll do it. And then, but lately we ain't even really been doing that because they've been putting other people on the route. So it's been just up and down. Period.
So competition is that fierce right now?
I think so. I think so, and I also think people ain't spending no money like that for real no more either.
Hmm.
Eggs $35. I mean, hey, eggs cost a lot. People ain't really spending no money, so you called that first quarter though too.
Hmm.
You called that slow down in first quarter. You've been betting 100. You've been betting 100.
Yeah, yeah, but a lot. Well, see, with me, I'm gonna keep it a buck. With me, see, you a nice guy. You got a nice, clean, family friendly channel. See, me, I just call it how I see it, and a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think the difference between my channel and your channel is, my channel. Let me say this: for my channel, I think I come from, because you don't do the economical approach. You do it in the field. I'm gonna show you what's out here. These are the apps. this is how we go in here. You more of a journey based channel.
Yeah.
You more of a journey based channel. Me, I'm more of a business channel. There's a economical approach to it, and I'm just going to straight tell you, like the way you this shit you talking to me, this nickel, this 5,000, you gonna fail, and people don't like it. You know what I'm saying? So when I tell people, because I put that video out last week about which was a clip from the Wiseman podcast when I think Kurt brought up the gigs, and I explained to people why the industry is shifting, and I paralleled it with other gig industries within the gig ecosystem. I can look at we can tell, when people, and how can you not like the truth? You want to know why the industry is shifting. I'm telling you why the industry is shifting. If you went out and you did what was in your best interest, which was not do your research, just not understand business, and not think that this shit was just going to stay all the way up here forever, and that these companies eventually wasn't going to want to become profitable, then that's on you. Don't get mad at me for telling you what you didn't know. You see what I'm saying? So the shit that I
The
call
reality,
the
the
shit that I call it ain't it's obvious. I'm saying that to say it's not hard to read. It's just people don't want to take the time to educate themselves, right, on business. So it ain't, to me, it ain't hard. It's easy to me. But if you sit down and you understand business, you could, a lot of this shit that's happening, you could see it. It's just people don't take the time to really understand what they're investing in. They live in the now. I think the key part for business is the ability to be able to forecast and see what's coming up ahead. I'm talking to you, but bro, I'm telling you, mentally, I'm in June somewhere. You see what I'm saying? What was you finna say?
um honestly, the truth is a hard pill to swallow for most people. That's just my opinion. Some people don't like the truth, or some people get caught up in how you may be saying it, but the facts are the facts, regardless of however you say it. It don't matter. Get the information. Don't get so caught into I don't like him and I don't like her. That don't matter, man. Get the information. I don't care if you my worst enemy, even though I don't got no enemies. The thing is, get the information. They got some information that I don't know, and I'm gonna listen to it, whether I like it or not, whether I like them or not. Some I come up from the same era you come up from, so it's a little not the era, but the how it was. It's just different. See, it's just you're a straight shooter. Some people straight shooters. My real estate mentor, he was a straight shooter. Pause. He just tell me straight up. Just tell me straight up. Just let me know right now. Let me know if I'm tweaking. Let me know if I'm making a mistake. Just let me know so I can
I
fix it and move on and get better.
I think that's probably a lot of that has to do with the environment in which we come from. T- doing this content thing, I've gotten an opportunity to talk to people from just all different walks of life, different parts of the country. A lot of smaller cities, smaller markets, rural areas, and the first thing that jumps out, the mindset is different. Like some of the shit that I hear people say, I'm just like, bro, like I'm way different. Like I tell people, like I'm coming to take your food off your plate. They think I said I was going to come in there and kidnap their wife. It's business. You see what I'm saying?
Um, I, I think a lot of people don't understand how ruthless business really is. It's not for the
Mm,
faint of heart at all. They eat you alive. It's not something you can come on. I'm just gonna play around. It ain't no playing around there because ain't nobody playing. That's the thing.
mm-hmm.
Everybody ain't playing. You come in here, you lose, you doing this. Hey, all right, you can play if you want to. I know it's ruthless. I mean, think about the Elon Musk and the Sam. These they talking about billions of dollars they playing with. This ain't no you know $50, $100, a couple $1,000. This serious. This real business. And I also believe that it's different levels though too. I believe it is levels to um how us content creators do things, and as the audience, you should know your level. You should know your level, and there's nothing wrong with you being ambitious and you saying that you want to, do what Mark did. But the chance of you doing what Mark did is, you might get struck by lightning before that happened. It's just a different time
Shit.
now. Everything is
Yeah,
different.
I don't even think I can do now what I was able to do. And I say it all the time. See, me, I'm transparent. Like I tell people what I was able to do in that time period, I don't think I'd be able to do it now because the biggest obstacle I would have was the people. I would have to deal with Lil Fo and them, and I wouldn't want to deal with Lil Fo and them. You see what I'm saying? And they ain't gonna come to work no way. So I don't think I could
You're gonna
do
have
it.
to
You dig
beg,
what I'm
call and
saying?
beg. You got to call and beg them. You got to call and beg them.
Yeah, yeah. You
Who
got to
who the
beg
real
people to
boss
come to
now?
work. Yeah, because they come and Draco'd up. So right, who the real boss? You know what I'm saying? They coming to work tooled up. So yeah, man, it's a different time period, man. So what I was able to do in that time period, it'll be hard to duplicate it now, because of what I always talk about. Talk about the people. Let's talk about the competition real quick. Because I see
Hmm.
people in the chat, people got differences of opinion. Competition, where we at right now in the economy, a lot of people are looking to supplement income, which is to me the purpose of a gig app. I mean, gig, the word within itself, gig. I looked up the word gig. I know what a gig is, but for definition, let's just pull it up right now. I just want to pull it up right now. Give me 1 second. Gig. A job, especially one that is of temporary or freelance, performed on an informal or on demand basis. Right. So something that you do on the side, right? Uh, Normally to supplement income, right? Um, with where we are in the economy, the cost of living being as high as it is, uh, you know, that gap of what a person earns versus what it costs to live is getting wider and wider and wider, which has caused people to come out and do this gig stuff. All right. But then you also have a bunch of people that, I know people get mad. I don't really give a fuck. Um, that you quit their job, which to me is the craziest shit that you could ever do, you know, to do something that's not consistent, that you can't really build off of, right? So now you got the full-time gigger, and then you got the person who still has a full-time job that's looking to supplement, right? So tell me about the competition. I know the competition is one of the main reasons why this economy is shifting. But what's your take on the competition now versus when you started 2 years ago
It's
from a courier, not the fast
right.
food stuff.
I let's just start right here. Let's go ahead and get it out the way. Double M. They never blame me for it. I'm the reason that this happened.
What you mean?
I'm the reason I oversaturated the market. I'm the
Mm.
reason why all these people done got these vans. I'm the reason why there's all these people over here and doing all these orders and doing all these orders. I'm the reason. That's what they blame me. They blame me. I'm the reason. So that's
Because
that's what I'm
because you
that's what I'm
because
gonna say.
because you brought light. Well, by you being the biggest, whenever you touch on a new app, people run to it. I seen that, 2 years ago or 3 years ago when I first started creating content. Um, Same shit happened with me with some of these companies that I mentioned. So I mean, I can see where people can place the blame, but I don't think that's your fault. I think eventually people were going to find their way to these gig apps anyway because shit, they got bills to pay. They got bills to pay. Listen, I see people. Listen, man, this guy dropped off some Uber Eats to me in the A8.
He coming through with that joy, huh?
He came through in the A8. So I already know that eventually it was going to get to this point. I don't think it's your fault. Did you have something to do with maybe accelerating It probably so, but if we look at it from a number perspective, like a percentage perspective, like that number would be minuscule. Like your influence on oversaturating these gig apps, it would be minuscule. Did you play a part in it? Of course. You know what I'm saying? But the number is minuscule on the grand scheme of things. Would you think so?
I personally think that everybody gonna blame me. That's and honestly, 1,000. It's cool. It's cool to blame somebody else for. But again, this is you. We ain't talking about me. We talking about you. You can't blame another man for why you ain't eating. My job is to create a service, and my job is to create value for the people.
Mm.
I'm not gatekeeping the information. I ain't keeping the information so you don't know what I'm talking about, so I can just make money. You'll make money. See, that's what a gatekeeper is. A person who keeps the information from other people so they won't go out there and win. My job is to give you the information. Now, even the people who say that I'm the reason or the gig tools are the reason why the market is oversaturated, how did you find the channel? Let me ask you that. How you find the channel? Because you was coming on here for some information. You was coming on here to find a new app. So you just wanted the information to stop at you. You ain't want nobody else to get nothing else. You because you want to be selfish. I get it. I understand. But that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help the people. I'm here to help people and show people that it's possible. So that's what I do.
You think a person can sustain just off a gig app?
No, I think you got to have more than one stream of income. I not even just gig apps in life. That's just what I think. I think unless you're making a good sum of money, again, eggs is super high right now, or you got
No,
multiple, or you
I'm talking about strictly off the gig app, not like
tripping off the get. No,
because there's people out here. I see them on YouTube. They telling people, "Yo, gig apps, buy what's the shit they saying? God damn it, what's the shit they saying? You probably know better than me. What's the term they using?
I don't know, brother.
You do it on your own. What's they saying?
Be your own
Stop working
boss.
your job, be your own boss. Yeah, you can do
Hmm.
the gig apps and you ain't gotta go punch the clock. You can do this shit when you want to and da 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 da. This, that, and the third.
First
I'm
off,
talking about
the
straight
do
off
this
of
when
gig apps. I'm talking about pay rent, mortgage, car
no,
notes, put kids in
no,
extracurricular activities, all off the gig apps.
no,
Okay.
it can't happen. I don't think so. At least where I'm at. Let me just say, in my market, I ain't never seen it happen. Um, it's I don't know. I don't think it's possible. That's my opinion. You know, everybody market is different.
I'm gonna tell
Somebody
you.
might got
You
a
said
goal.
thing. It ain't possible. See me, I'm gonna say it ain't possible because it ain't possible. It's not possible. You can't. Nah, 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 nah. It ain't
So you
possible.
so
No.
it's no way possible.
Listen, where they live at?
That's
They
that's what I'm
ain't
saying. In my
living.
market,
They ain't living
in my
here.
market, again, or that's our market though. So some people may have. I don't know what other people got
Okay.
going on. You know, because
Where?
I'm on my
Okay. So
business.
let's look at let's have a conversation. Let's look at it from a
Right.
middle American perspective. From a middle American perspective, okay, the cost of living is a lot lower, but it's middle America, so the volume gonna be lower too. All right, so if a
Facts.
person is willing to quit a job that provides a level of sustainability, right, to go to something that is uncertain because they don't want a boss with the cost of living, no.
I feel you. I
And
feel. I definitely get what you're saying.
if it's temporarily, if you able to do it temporarily and survive, then what about
There was a
scalability? What about
that was a
scalability? There's
it was a
no
point in time where you could
upside.
though. Yeah,
Okay, but
I don't believe that you could. You definitely can't scale. Probably in 2022 and three, it was decent. You could get right with in 2022 and three, but after that, the jig was up. It ain't no you going out here, you about to run. No, 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 no. Every year it seems to go down more and more and more and more every year, from what I'm seeing
mm-hmm.
in
And it's
our
going to
market.
continue to go. It's going to continue to go like that. It's going to become more saturated, right? And as it becomes more saturated, the companies are going to pay less and charge more. Listen, the best example is rideshare. The best example in the gig economy to compare different industries within the ecosystem of the gig economy is rideshare, because they were pretty much the four founders. That rideshare ecosystem was pretty much the four founding, industry within the gig space. And you can just look at what has happened with Uber and Lyft over the course of the past decade and a half. And then now we've seen other, companies come in, different industries, Courier, and they've been around for 5, 6, 7, 8 years now. And it's starting to mimic what we saw with rideshare. Rates are going up. If you have a subscription for Instacart or some shit like that, it's higher than it was 4 or 5 years ago, right? But then you got the people that are running the orders. You see them online complaining. So from a consumer perspective, my subscription has gone up. From a service provider perspective, when I come on YouTube, I see the gig people complaining that the rates have gone down, right?
Mm-hmm.
It mirrors it. So I don't understand.
You want to know why you don't understand? Because you understand business, and most people don't. Most people don't understand. Now, who fault that is, that's up to the beholder. Who fault it is up to you. But you actually understand business, and you're a real businessman. Everybody don't look at it the same way. Some people look at it different. Some people, um, they think that running gigs after is a business. They think that I really believe, honestly, that nobody really wants to work a job for the most part. They don't
What's
want to
wrong with
work a
working a
job.
job?
They want. I don't think nothing wrong. I don't care how you got to get the money. I don't care. It don't matter. You could do gig apps. You could do whatever. You could work a job. You can, as long as you providing for your family. That's all that matters to me. I think that majority of people, they don't want to work no job. They want to be their own boss. They want to have freedom. But with freedom, it comes with a lot of responsibility that people don't think about.
This time period when you saying it was up, was this during the pandemic?
When it was up, it was like 2023.
No, I'm talking
When
about
we
as
was going
far as like the when you said at one point you could make a living
in
doing it.
2023, it was good. After
All
that,
right, so that
it
was
got,
coming off the end of the pandemic. So 2020,
yeah.
2021 is where the gig economy got that boost. It was where the gig economy got to during the pandemic. I believe it was eventually going to get there. I think what the pandemic did was it came through and it accelerated it, right? Because now the gig workers at one point, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, were the only guys that was out on the street. So the demand was there. Everything was
Mm-hmm.
closed. You couldn't go into a restaurant. Everybody was ordering everything then. Everybody was scared to come out the house, right? So the demand was there. That drove more people in, right? But now that demand ain't there no more. It's just kind of like the box truck thing. Everybody was getting all that money in 2020, 2021, and they still got that, they want to recreate that euphoria that they had back at that time. And they keep saying when the industry come back, it's never going back. The cost of living is going to continue to go up that way, and these rates is going to continue to go down that way because more competition is coming in. So even
I agree.
then, when you say because see, I'm holding the gig space to what it is. Gig.
A gig, right?
It's something that you do to supplement something else. You got a job. Little Timmy, want to join, or little Susie, she want to join the pom pom squad, or little man want to go away to Michael Jordan basketball camp. That's 25 racks. I can't tell little man I ain't sending her in the basketball camp. All right, well, I know
You
what
gotta go run up
basketball
this
camp starting
money.
in summer. Let me go do this Lyft. Let me go do this Uber Eats. Make this extra money, because the money that I got coming in is covering the cost of living. So now I need to make some extra money to go send my little man to Michael Jordan basketball camp. That's what a gig app is for. So when I see people complaining about the rates, this was made to supplement something else. This is not a job.
I just think a lot of times people got to make adjustments. You can't blame the gig apps. The gig apps is making money.
The
What
gig
you
guys
gonna
making
do?
money, hella money.
What you gonna do? What you about to do? You can't get caught onto what everybody else doing. What you gonna do? So if they making money, you got to figure out another way to make some money. And sometimes it might be doing something that you don't want to do. It ain't about what you want to do though. You got to do what you want to do. You got to do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do later. And this is gonna take some trials and tribulations, some ups and downs. If you saying that you want to run a business, then this lightweight
What,
compared to that.
but what's your thoughts though about people quitting their jobs to run a gig? Like,
I don't
what
think
do
it's a
you
great
really think?
idea.
Yeah, me
I don't
neither.
think it's a great idea.
Yeah, me
I don't
neither.
think it's great. There's some people think that having a job is no certainty in it, which I can understand their point. I get it, but this is a whole different ball game. And you might make nothing. You might not make nothing. You might drive your car to wherever you're going, or drive your van or wherever you may be using to this place and make no money. At least when you go to work, you know for sure if you don't get fired, you about to get to the money.
Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts of automation and AI coming into this gig space and impacting it? What's your thoughts on that?
You want to be honest? I'm trying to figure out me a play for the AI. See, people get scared. You
It's
need to
funny you said
figure
that.
out. I'm trying to figure out me a play. I ain't got time to be playing the game. Hey, I'm trying to figure out how can I get in where I fit in.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you have to go ahead.
I was just talking to some people in the Discord about that a project that I'm looking to work on as far as AI. But yeah, go ahead. It's funny you said that.
I'm trying to. Hey, man? I'm ready. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. I'm trying to. Hey, that's what my channel is all about. Trying to run up this money. However you got to do it. Instead of being scared, you got to get on the other end. Everybody, a lot of times, people playing defense when they should be playing offense.
Mm-hmm.
When you see the AI stuff coming in, like you always say, and this is one of the things I will say that you have quoted, that being an early adopter, that's like one of the most changing things that can happen. If you get in early, ain't no telling, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do? You gonna play offense or you gonna play defense? You gotta figure out which one you're gonna be on. I know some people scared, but what you scared of?
Yeah.
Figure it out. You gotta figure it out.
If you get in early enough, in most cases, ain't nothing but upside there. It's just a lot of people, they want to ride the wave and they want to follow the trend. You know what I'm saying? So I believe everything, even like the gig economy, if you want to look at it from a service provider perspective, okay, the upside to that was the mid 2010s, and then you got a bonus because of the pandemic. So if you got in the gig economy on the early side when they were paying the service providers an arm and a leg, and then you got this 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 it's a bad situation, but to a gig worker, that shit, the pandemic was heaven sent. As crazy as it sounds, and it was a bad situation, but most bad situations for people who are business minded presents opportunity. And unbeknownst to a lot of gig workers at that time, this was an opportunity, right? Because it provided them a way to even make even more money
Mhm.
because the demand was there. That shit over with now. The early
I wish I would have
adoption
caught it,
was in
man.
the was in the it was in the mid 2010s. It's just like the Uber guys that was making $4,000 a week back in 2014, 2015. You see what I'm saying? Those days is over with now. So, you got to get in these trains early. The problem is a lot of people want to ride the bandwagon. Like a lot of people that was coming into the box truck space in the pandemic, it's a saying, when something becomes popular and everybody trying to do it, the real money already been made.
hmm
And I've never
my quote
go
my
ahead.
quote is, when everybody go left, you go right. Don't go where everybody else. When they go left, you go right.
Hmm. Yeah, so the real money already been made. I play everything like that. When I see everybody following the trend, if I'm not in it already, then to me it's too late to get in. I want to be in some shit when ain't nobody thinking about it. Because
when it's
when it
born.
become when it becomes popular, that's when I'm gonna sell it to your goof ass. See, I want you to buy from me because I got in when it was really, really cheap. You see what I'm saying? And now that it's popular, I'm going to exit because what you buying from me from, I paid pennies on the dollar for this shit. You see what I'm saying? So
That fetch
early
play.
adoption, yeah. See, and look at it where it's at now. See, I was telling y'all I sold when I told y'all I sold last year. Y'all was looking at me crazy. That's why I just stopped doing this shit. Y'all wonder, Mark, why you ain't doing no
You
more?
called it.
Why you ain't doing no more? Because you ain't gonna understand. See, now everybody understand. When I said, look, I'm getting out. Y'all do what y'all want to do. And now everybody, Mark, what you gonna do? What you gonna with? We need help. No. See, I'm gonna let people know
right now.
I'm gonna let people know when there's only upside. I'll let y'all know when the shit was 7 cents, went to 3.50. I got out last April. Go look at the show when I said I got out. And people thought I was crazy. Now here we are. It's almost back to where it started at. It's down about 80%. It's a wrap. So you can't be greedy neither. Greedy pigs get led to the slaughter.
That's exactly what you told me. And look, it's been ugly. hey, I gotta ride it out. Pause. Hey, I gotta go. My move. It is what it is. I gotta fight through this.
You probably gonna have to sit like another 3 years. Hopefully, because here's the thing, like with situations like that, while we talking business, situations like that, this industry, especially from that AI perspective, is evolving. A lot of the companies that start in industries like new industries where technology is, very, very young, the early companies don't survive. It's a guy that's looking at their technology and he's building on top of that. Look at Google. They weren't the front runners in search engines. They came in the latter part of the 90s, early part of the 2000s, and surpassed Excite and Lycos and AOL and Yahoo, and they became the front runner. And here we are 2 decades later, they're still the front runner, and no one is ever gonna, catch up to them. But they weren't, there at the beginning. They looked at what everybody else was doing, the Lycos, the Excites, the Yahoos, the AOLs. It was a bunch of them back in the 90s. You see what I'm saying? And they just kept working, looking at their technology and kept adding. And then they came in on the tail end, and a lot of those companies ain't here no more. So even with that, with the fetch and the shit like that, render and shit like that, there's no telling if by the next cycle, if they even gonna be around.
It's critical.
So
you called it, man. You said, hey, you called it.
But when I told people I was getting out, nobody wanted to. Nobody. So hey, it is what it is, man. So when you get,
I still got some of them old screenshots. I still got some old. I'll be looking like, man.
Yeah, that was around this time.
Last year. It's been a year. It's been a whole. Yeah, it's been a year.
Been a year. So and that shit was like 60 cents. Now it's working its way back down to 7 cents. So, all right, let's talk about man. Talk to me, man. It's a conversation, man. You brought up the video I did the other day about one of your fellow gig tubers, man. How you feel about that?
Big CJ, my guy. I think that me personally, I think that everybody look at things differently. Mm-hmm. I think that CJ is a family man. His family come first. That's his thing. As far as running the business, that will always come second to him, from what I've heard in the video. So I think he's just gonna look at things differently, and I think that, in my opinion, everybody need to look at things how they look at them and do what works for them instead of try to be like somebody else. Everybody see you, see me, see other people, and they want to emulate that. Be you. Do what works for you. If it don't work for you, it don't work for you, and that's okay. And I also want to say to everybody out there, it's also okay to be wrong. You don't have to be right about everything. The moment that you realize that you are right about everything is the moment that you become a fool. Because nobody knows everything about everything. Sometimes people get on the internet, they say this, they say that, they know everything, but honestly, 1,000. Let me ask you this: how is your real life going? I understand what you're saying on the internet, but like in real
Mhm.
life, how is it going for you in real life? Some people may criticize other people, but how is your life going? For real.
Mhm.
Like let's have this type of conversation. This ain't no, you know what I'm saying? But like,
Mhm.
how your life going for real? You talk about this person, talk about this person, you look at that, you saying this is all that, it sound good. Really looking at it, go in that bathroom right now, looking at the mirror.
Mhm.
Is your mama proud? Is the kids
Mhm.
proud? Or do your kids think you're a goofy? Which one is it? I'm just saying, like, for real, for real. Like,
I
I
think most.
look,
I think a lot of these kids out. Well, I can't say that. I can't say that. I was gonna say something, but I had to realize the gap between kids and parents today is a lot smaller than when I was
yeah.
growing up. But go ahead, I'm listening.
That's just how I look at it. I think that everybody should do what's best for them and what works for them. What works for me may not work for nobody, well, for another person. What works for you may not work for them. So everybody, you just stay in your lane. That's what I want to preach. Stay in your lane and get this money. I don't try to veer off and try to act like I'm a business guru and then I know all this stuff about business. That ain't what I know. I'm just trying to
Mhm.
show you a way to get some money. That's all I'm about. However you got to do it, whether you got to work a job, drive a car, get on the bus to go to work, whatever you got to do, go out
Mhm.
there and make it happen. That's what
Mhm.
I'm pushing.
I think it was a
And
good
peace too.
video. Me
I'm,
too. I'm
I'm
pushing
pushing
peace
peace
too.
too.
Me
I'm
too.
pushing peace too.
I thought the video was good. It was just a reaction.
I think that yeah, CJ, my God, you my God.
I like
I see
see.
another
I
thing.
like see.
Another
I
thing
like
is
him.
this. Another thing is this. Sometimes people get too caught up on this internet stuff. I really believe that it was low key alley oop. That's what I really believe.
It was alley oop.
That's what I really believe.
It was alley
It
oop.
was one of them. It was
It
one of
was
them
one of
alley
them.
oops. That's what I really believe.
But it ain't gonna turn into that. I know people mistake that because of the antics, but coming from the moving industry, and just coming from where I come from, just ain't no room for excuses. It ain't no room for it. So when people send me stuff, they send me stuff to react to that they already know how I'm gonna react. You know what I'm saying? Based off what they know about me as far as my mindset and how I look at business. So me situation, I look at that whole thing that I reviewed as like a lot of shit that he was talking about as the cost of doing business. It take money to make money. So that's all it was. It take money to make money. So that's all it was. But it's all good.
I also look at it like some people just don't know. So they do he really want to risk the chance? Some people don't want to risk these chances. These chances that I may take or you may take. Some people don't want to risk that. Some people
Mm-hmm.
like they think it'll work, but they don't know for sure. I'm gonna go with my move. That's just me though. I don't
Mm-hmm.
got a family either. You don't got a family either. We ain't got to worry about no kids. We ain't got to worry about
Mm-hmm.
this. What if this don't go right? What if they don't go right? Now I get both sides. I get both sides, and I understand that you're a businessman. You don't care what it is. This is what it costs. This is I got to pay this money just to do this, and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But to each their own. Everybody move and think how they think.
What else? What else? What else on the
Which
docket?
which
Which what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
which ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that. A lot of people get too caught up into trying to impress other men. I'm look. I don't care nothing about you.
See,
Hey, we trying to run up
I
some
don't,
money.
I don't see that. I see more people worried about what other men got going on and counting other men's pockets and shit like that. I see that more. But men worried about other men. To me, I don't even understand it. I don't even understand this shit. I did a whole little thing last year on like cheap freight, and people just was taking this shit so serious. And the only thing I was saying is like, stop worrying about what other people is making and focus on how you can build your business to survive in the current economy. That's it. Well, everybody took it
Stay in
like
your
real,
stay in
real
your
literal.
lane. Stay
Stay
in
in
your
your
lane.
lane.
Stay in your lane. And worry
Focus
about
on
you.
you.
Stop worrying about. Run your own race. Run your own race. You can't run somebody
Uh,
else's race. Every time you stay looking back. What you looking back for? Run your own race. Stay in your own lane. Do what works best for you. Stop trying to impress other people. Stop trying to look cool on the internet. Stop trying to be so Mr. Tough Guy, and me Mr. Know It All and Miss Know It All, and just learn. Learn while you earn. That's my saying. Learn while you earn. You know, that's just how I look at it.
So what's next for you in the gig space? You gonna keep doing it or what? Because it seemed like you've been doing less of it. Are you gonna? The van is paid off now. We
Hmm.
saw you transition a few times in your channel. About a month or two ago, you also mentioned that you may transition. What's next? Is you gonna keep doing the gig stuff or?
Honestly, who knows? I'm playing it by ear. I'm playing it by ear. I've been on D heavily every day. On D, trying to find some different plays that I can do. But I don't know what's gonna happen, brother. The channel may change again, and that's okay. That's what people don't understand. It's okay. It's okay. You ain't got to do the same thing forever.
Hmm.
It's okay. I might switch and do something else. I might go over here and do this. I might get another property and do some real estate stuff. I don't know what's gonna happen. Hey, but you
Oh,
want me to tell you something that do happen? As long as and I want to say this to everybody, as long as you keep grinding and keep on working, you are going to win. You just have to keep on going. So it might be ugly right now, but if you keep on going, then something is going to pop up. But your eyes got to be open. You got to be paying attention. You can't be you riding around listening too much music. You're bumping little baby. You ain't getting your mind clear. You're riding around. You smoking za. You just doing all this different type of stuff. And instead, you got to clear your mind, open your mind, be creative.
they still listen to
Learn to
Lil
think for
Baby?
yourself.
I thought he fell off.
I think, or maybe little baby. I don't know who they listen to no more, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Baby Drill, the new guy down there. Baby
I
Drill.
ain't even never heard of him.
I just got up on him yesterday, and then somebody posted about him today. I literally heard about this kid yesterday. He's supposed to, put some work in down there. So he the new thing down there. But yeah. So because here's the thing. Let me ask you this, because your channel has transitioned a couple times, and people have told me to
Right.
transition my channel from box trucking. Like people have literally and subscribers like, man, you could talk about other stuff.
Double
Why don't you
M.
talk about what you think?
Run that money up. Run it up. However
I
you
ain't
got to do
made
it, run
I
it.
ain't, see I ain't made no money off YouTube. So
Okay, so it's time. It's time you paid your dues. Hey, see that's the thing. You don't have to stay in this niche forever. That's what people don't understand. I understand that just regardless to the people who really walk with you, which is good. Literally, let's talk a little bit about YouTube. Let's go ahead and get in that bag.
go
The
ahead.
people who really rock with you is probably 2%. Literally, some people the second you say something to them, that everybody want to be on the side of Mark when they ain't in that hot seat.
Mm-hmm.
When they get in that hot seat, some of them ain't gonna take it how you think they gonna take it. Pause. So they gonna get their low attitude and they ain't gonna be really walking with you on the low. But it's really probably 2% of your whole audience that really walk with you. That's gonna go wherever you go. Your core audience. They gonna go wherever you go. If you transition over here, I say you make the money.
Mm.
You got the knowledge. You got the information. You ain't a goofball. You know what you're talking
If
about.
if
I say run it up.
if I switch it up, I don't know what I would go into. I could talk about a lot of the shit that, a lot of these other channels talk about, like a lot of the current event shit. But I don't necessarily know if I want to um
The
deal with
backlash
not
is
the
different.
backlash, but see the, having these conversations in public. See the difference with like some of these YouTubers that you see that are big, that have
They
these,
stay in Montana.
they stay in Montana. You see what I'm saying? So they can move around because they audience ain't, like, bro, even in my small niche, I run into people everywhere I go, the gym, the grocery store, driving down the street, and
And they
wherever.
know you
You
and you
said
don't know them.
right. So and then so if I go into something that's more mainstream, like current events, just talking current events. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's just say for instance, what happened last week? Did buddy that got killed down in Texas, um, uh, shorty, the little shorty that went to the Trump thing, and he made him this Secret Service and talk about how the Democrats didn't stand up. What else happened last week? Um, Aaron the plumber, just all this crazy shit that's going viral that you're gonna get clicks and views, or even just talking about, just the social economic shit, you know what I'm saying, from the urban community. Not everything is gonna be favored by everybody. You see what I'm saying? And
That's a fact.
living in an aggressive market, you don't know who watches, and you can say something about a person, they take that shit super duper personal,
It might be their
and
cousin, auntie.
and,
You don't
and
know.
you know what I'm saying, and they ready to, run up on you, except you don't expect it because you don't know them and what they thinking, but everybody know you. You see what I'm
You
saying?
and Mariano
So
chilling.
you and Mario children, and you know what it's like being here. Listen,
Hmm.
I said the other day, I haven't had a peaceful red light in 20 years.
Got
To
to be
sit
on
at a
point.
red light and just look at the thing and wait for the light. I ain't had no peace like that in 20 years. I haven't been able to drive straight home without looking in the rear, make sure I'm not being
Got to bend in them
followed, shit like
corners.
that, bending corners and shit like that. So, and this is just as a regular person, right?
And
So
even if it get
to
too late outside, I ain't stopping at no red lights.
right,
Hey,
stopping at no red lights, all that, reading situations. You see what I'm saying? So that's just as a regular person. So to do something that's gonna put you in a space where you become more noticed, right? Man,
mhm.
what life gonna be like? I don't know if I want that.
I don't like looking on my shoulders, man. And it's regardless, it's like you still have to.
But see, you don't
You
have to
always got
do it
to.
as much. You don't have to do it as much because you up in the north suburbs. But here in the city,
It
boy,
goes
you
down
can't.
everywhere. Oh yeah, it's way different in the city, and it's different. It's ugly.
Right. So
But even when I'm going to a sun run or something, I don't know. Somebody may be mad that I told them about that ad. Somebody
but
might have an
but
attitude about
but
that
but
ad.
but but but
You
see,
never
if
know.
but see, here's the thing: when in this space, in the space you in, even if a person disagrees with you, they're not going to be as aggressive approaching you
Yeah.
versus you know you doing a whole segment on a chick that got flew out, and then buddy ass left her stranded, and then you do a reaction to it and you
And that was
clowning the
his
chick,
mama.
and you know what I'm saying, then her people see you in the
Yeah.
grocery store and they run up on you. You see what I'm saying? You do a reaction on it, it's trending. You one of those content creators that react to shit that's trending, so because it's going to do views and it's going to go viral, but they feel a certain type of way about it, and you don't know that the people that's standing, it might not even be them, it's they people. You see what I'm
And
saying?
that's what
So,
people don't never understand. They don't ever look at that. It's never the person you think it's gonna be.
mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
gotta it's the other people around the people. That's why all this internet beef and all that. That's why like people can say what they want to say. You say and feel how you want to feel. Hey, leave me be. That's it. I just stay
Mm-hmm.
out the way, brother. I just stay out the way, cause somebody will say something and I say something back, or somebody will say something and go back and forth, and then I can't control everything that goes on. Somebody might catch you, and then what? So you got to be mindful of stuff like that. People, hey, I understand that everybody tough. You can't be touched. I get it, but hey, everybody ain't playing about certain people. So, you know,
Let me ask you this: what's the
yes
dark
sir.
side of get? What's the dark side of gig work? What's something that you don't see influencers in your space um talk about, but people should know?
Um, I don't know if I people should know. Oh, I will say this. This is not the dark side, but this is weird. Hey, just when y'all see me in these videos and I'm, hey, how you doing? Everybody ain't happy that you happy. Let me just tell you that right there. Everybody ain't happy to see you happy. They might not be living the best life right now. They might got an attitude. They might got to do this. And you probably got people who be slick hating. People slick hate all the time. I'm already knowing. People be slick hating. People be slick not want you around. That's cool too. It's a lot of different stuff because they feel like you taking food out they mouth. And I understand. But we are here to do a job. I'm about to run up this money. And everybody ain't your friend either.
Mm-hmm.
You might chop it up with some people. Hey, do you a little small talk, you know. Maybe y'all might be cool, but maybe y'all might be not. But other than that, I don't really um I don't know. I don't know if I know. Wait, you got something in mind? Come on with it.
No, me personally, no. That's what I'm asking you. I'm listen. The purpose of
Anybody
me
in the
doing,
comments? Anybody in the comments want to say something? What's up? Shout us out a good bro. You
you
can.
you 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 want
Oh,
to
you
deal with the
can't.
comments?
No, I ain't. Yeah, we can go to address I give her. You can. Yeah, you definitely gotta wake up in the middle of the night. You definitely gotta wake up in the middle of the night. Have that joint on. You definitely gonna be on your phone all day. Let me say this about the phone thing. That phone thing give me a headache. You gonna have an attitude. You and your girl gonna be arguing, man. You been sitting on that phone all day trying to get some imaginary orders you think gonna pop on that phone. They ain't never coming. You steady flipping through the app, flip through this app, flip through the app. You steady looking through these apps, and the orders not coming in. Now you at home, you mad. You and your girl they got into it, so it comes with the territory. It's a lot that goes on.
Now I asked that dark side question. Everybody telling their dark sides in the chat. I guess that's the question a lot of people was waiting for. You don't offer no courses. You don't offer no gigs. You're not really, you don't have
Absolutely
anything to.
not.
Yeah. Why
Because
is that?
because I'm not an expert. I don't
Mhm.
this I can't try to tell you how can I sell you a course on how to get on a gig app. I mean, everything that you want to know is on the video. My videos are is teach you more about life, and people just don't. You got to just pay attention
Mm.
with the information that I'm giving you, and how I look at things, how I approach things, how I go in the store, how I'm kind to people, how even with the strap down and weight, hit them with the photo. I'm telling you everything you need to do. I'm giving
Mhm.
you the blueprint on life. You work hard, you can get anything you want. You're just gonna have to work hard on top of hard. Some people may agree with you, some people may not agree with you. Some people may understand you, some people may not understand you. But it ain't their goal. It ain't their dreams. So you got to put the work in for you. And sometimes it may be your mom, it may be your sister, family members. Everybody don't understand it. They don't get it. It ain't for everybody to get.
What do you tell people who watch your channel when they be like, "Man, I'm trying to get on this app, or I'm trying to get on these apps, and it's a waiting list for all of them. I'm ready to quit my job so I can be a full time gigger."
Don't do it.
What you tell them?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Mm.
Don't do it. You're working backwards. Don't do it. So what you gonna do in the meantime when you can't get on the app? When you can't get on the app, what you gonna do in the meantime? Because you know your girl, she already told you don't do this. And you said you do it anyway. You the man
Nah.
in the household,
Let
you
me
doing this anyway, so go ahead.
let me ask you this: If I wanted to make $300 a day, how long will I have to work on a gig app to make $300 a day?
Right now I don't know. I got a video dropping tomorrow where I made $300 a day. It took me like 6 hours, but I just was in the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like his used to be. It ain't sweet like you could just go out there. No, you got to be at the right place at the right time. And if you know your market, it's possible you can duplicate this, but it ain't always be like that though.
Mm-hmm.
Some days you may make 300, and some days you may make 30. So come on with the hey, give me some of them crazy questions in the comments. I know they got some. They saying so.
They
I
had
ain't been in the comments all the time.
they had a bunch of up earlier, but I kind of it was at the beginning, and I didn't know if you wanted to do questions, so I just
I
kind of
could do one or
ignored them.
two. You know.
You want to do some hard ones? Pause.
Yeah. Pause. Yeah. Pause. I mean, we could. Yeah.
Somebody said address the clickbait.
It's a part of the game, boy. What clickbait? Hold on, boy. What clickbait? What? Tell me the
Uh,
click about the clickbait.
I don't know.
So
I'm
you
just
talking about no, I'm talking about them. When I
okay.
say it took me an hour, I made $150 an hour. I mean the job took an hour. What? I was see people look when my partner she does the thumbnails and all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
when we are doing, if I say I made $150 in 1 hour or however long, that means from the pickup, drop off, and do the order. Again, I'm already out here already anyway, trying to run up this money. So it literally took me an hour to do it. I'm not saying from my house to the pickup location. Because what if I get another order?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going out here to hustle. I'm going out here to make this money. So, you know, and even if I don't really clickbait, but even if I did clickbait, guess what? It's a part of the game.
Yeah, we just talked about clickbaiting, I think a week ago with somebody else. Yeah, it was Entre Mike. So I don't I don't clickbait. I use negative bias. So that's what I do.
Hmm.
That's my strategy. I use negative bias, which I know a lot of people like, what the hell is negative bias? But you know, that's my strategy so that I don't have to uh clickbait. But the Taurine guy said 1,000 in an hour every video is disparity. Is he talking about you, or is he, because that's
So
who
he could. Hold on, wait. He couldn't be.
yeah,
I
because that's
never even one time said I never made 1,000 an hour. See, this is what I'm saying. You get comments like this, they never watch neither one of our channels. I ain't never even seen them in your chat before. I don't even know who this is.
no, it's somebody that watch, but um hold on. That's who put up the said address the clickbait. So I guess that was his answer. I don't know, but
Yeah.
somebody says he is easily influenced by clickbait. I'm
Mm.
trying to find another good question for you. Uh, Anything you got for me? Any questions you got for me?
Let me think. I'm trying to get my little setup right. You know, I'm on this phone. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Um, I want. Hey, hold on, wait. I want you to hold me accountable. Go ahead. I know you guys
For what?
make up something because we gotta use this at the beginning of the video. We need you to hold me
That's,
accountable.
hold you accountable for
we,
what?
I don't know. Make up something. Yeah, I know you got something.
No, I don't think what
Critique
you
all.
so what you went through the past couple of weeks is people placing the blame on you. I did a
Mm,
video, kind of wasn't a reaction, but it was kind of a video that was inspired by those videos where I was saying that, the influencers aren't to blame. I don't think you did anything wrong. I just think people are naive. I think people, when they come to YouTube and they see certain things, they don't really do a deep dive analysis of what they watching. They want to believe they in this fairy tale fantasy land of hope. And I keep telling people, stop like with this hope shit. You dig what I'm saying? So I see people, what I think is, you had people that watched your content, they saw the van that everybody wished they could get, the Mercedes Benz, extended wheelbase, high roof. You busting the dope flows, you busting the rhymes, you making the shit look easy. You dig what I'm saying? And the way your videos are set up, you got the van that everybody want. You cool with it. You busting the flows, and you make it. It looks easy. So that's what grabs people's attention, and that's what they influenced by, and then that's where the research stops. I
they
like
seen
this
three
guy.
videos.
I like this guy, so they keep watching. They mesmerized by the van because this is the van they want, but they can't afford it, right? You busting the dope flows, and you running up in
About to pull up and
spots.
we about to
You
pull up in this
you
car,
you
running in, out,
right. So
in and out.
you doing all that. So these people is middle Americans. You see what I'm saying? So that's where the research stopped. Oh, this shit sweet. It's sweet. So when they go do it, it ain't that
And they
sweet.
lift
And then they real.
and they lift
You said what?
and they lift one of them solar panels. It looks sweet on the video. They keep
No,
on lifting them solar.
forget the lifting. Forget the lifting. I'm talking about from a cost perspective. See, the lifting and shit, we ain't even gonna get into the actual hands-on. We talking about the cost, because what the people was complaining about was they went out, spent the money, got the van, and they out here dying in these streets. And they said, man, it's your fault. But I can't really say it's your fault, because I've never heard you say you can do it too, or tap in, let me show you how to do this. I just see you cut the camera on,
hit them with this. Hit the link. Hit the what? How I go? Oh, here. Hit the link.
hit the link, all that shit.
Hey,
You
when
just
somebody, and I was just tell y'all this. When y'all here to tap in, The tap in thing, that's just automatically almost low key skeptic. If you see tap in, uh, be wary. I'm just say that.
Now, what I can tell you though, which really wouldn't be accountability, more so advice, and this is kind of I think what I was doing when I reacted to the big CJ video the other day is just to be more mindful because you have to think, and this is crazy that I have to say this, but I realized it very, very early. You have to think for your viewer. You have to think, okay, you're going to have a viewer that may watch you like a Mark that's just, well rounded and can look at your video and be like, that's a $60,000 event. And then for the past 5 videos, he averaged about $200 each time he went out. Bro, it's some money coming in somewhere else. Wait, he paid the van off in 2 years? Yeah, it's some money coming in. So I'm not going to believe that you running it up based off what you showing. You see what I'm saying? But it's somebody out there that's going to believe that. So I think about shit like that, right? I think about the power of influence, right? We in a different day and age now where, research stops with you, right? So you have to think for the person that can read it for what it really is versus the person who can't. And you have to be very detailed when you present your content. That's why you'll hear me say shit like, you know what, this is what I would do. I'm not telling you won't be able to do it.
I'm
Like
not a
I have to
financial
go,
advisor. Yeah.
right? I have to go. Listen, I'm gonna be able to do this because I got the resources. I'm in a different market. I'm just colder. You might not be as cold as me. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm not telling you to go do it. I'm telling you what I would do. Man, Mark, would you start a box truck business? Man, I'm gonna start a cargo van business and I'm finna hire single mamas. This is what I would do.
Smart move.
It might not work for you. So I have to make sure I got these disclaimers everywhere because I have to think that someone is watching that never says nothing in the chat, right?
You
That
want me to tell
never
you
leaves a
something?
comment, that's just sitting at home watching. Man, I like this Mark dude. Man, he said, do this, do that. And he live in Montana, right? But he's just listening, and I'm not putting that full disclaimer. And it could be something like something that I can do just off the strength that I'm in a city with 3 million people, but he may not be able to do that. So I have to keep that in mind and get that disclaimer. Look, man, know where you at. Listen, I could do this because I could close my eyes, spin around, and wherever I stop and open my eyes is opportunity based off where I'm from. You might not have these same opportunities. You see what I'm saying? So the only thing I would say is kind of like what I was saying in that reaction. You be mindful of what you saying. Be mindful because you have to think for your audience. You got to think for them because influence is a
Hey,
powerful thing.
I never looked at it like that. Never.
Mm-hmm.
I never looked at it like that. I'm here to help you run up this money. I never looked at it like that. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, and then you got
Cause I ain't here to. I ain't here to.
125,000.
Yeah,
You
I
said
ain't here to
what?
send you off. I ain't here to send nobody off. I ain't here nobody to tell you to do it. Look, I ain't here to send you off. I'm here to help you run up this money. And I think a lot of times, people will get the flack and everything, but people don't really understand the whole. I know they don't get the YouTube thing, but it's more than you may think. Than what they may think. You know.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's more work, mental work. Like for even what I tell you, having to think for the viewer. Like I wish I could just say, look, this is this and this, and just be done. But I have to think that, like I said, someone's watching that's probably just enamored with Mark the Mentor. You see what I'm saying? And if I'm not very detailed, right? They just take everything at face value without doing any research. The research stops with you. A lot of
Right.
these people that research today, they go straight to Instagram, straight to YouTube, straight to TikTok, and whoever their favorite influencer is, that's what would be equivalent of me going back in the day, going to World Book Encyclopedia, Encyclopedia Britannica, going to the library, researching shit with microfilm. You see what I'm saying? Pulling up old articles, going to the card catalog, pulling books from the library to do research. Now they just
Right.
go and whatever Cars and Cribs says, Cars and Cribs got 124,000 subs. So he gotta, know
Let me tell.
something.
Hold on. Wait. Let me stop you, Mark. Let me tell y'all this.
Mhm.
Just because somebody has more subscribers does not mean that they know more. It does not mean that they know more. I just want to let y'all know that doesn't mean that they put all their time and energy into YouTube. I had to sacrifice a lot just to get to this 100,000 subscribers. I need that plaque, but it took me a while to get to this point, and also a lot of trials and tribulations. But just because you see me doing the gig work or you saying business and all that stuff, Mark knows more about business than me. I don't know everything. Again, the second that you think that you know everything about everything is the second you become a fool. So I don't know. I don't know everything. I know what I know. I'm giving out the information to the people so they can go out there and be great and get this cake. That's all I'm on. But just because
Yeah.
somebody else has more subscribers does not mean that they know more. Some of these people buy subscribers. Some of these people they did. It's all tap in and all that. Man, look,
Oh yeah, we know they buy subscribers. I had to pull up on somebody the other day.
us.
Yeah, tried to come for me talking crazy, and you out here buying subs. Well, I'm telling you guys better leave me alone. But yeah. So yeah, but see that right there. But see what you just said is what I'm saying. You gotta understand. You what 30 finna 30 cynics.
I just
You in your
just turned
you
35, man. I'm old.
you
I'm a
okay.
young Thundercat.
And I just turned 45. So, what you just said proves my point. They're gonna look at the amount of subscribers you have, and that's going to give you that credibility and it's gonna validate you. And that's all they need. They not finna go back and research or go back to your catalog of content. They just gonna start from there. Oh, he got 125,000 subs. All right, he cool. He Gucci. And they're gonna start
I want
watching
to,
from there.
and I also tell people, y'all. A lot of times people look at old videos and they just think it's like right now. Go see. I want to give you guys some advice. If you're going to watch content from different creators, go to the beginning. You go to the beginning. Go to them early videos. Go to the early videos and see the difference how they were then and how they are now.
Hmm.
Go to the early videos and you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot more than you think.
Hmm.
People didn't want to.
People,
People not that Mark had to come on here, cuss a little bit, use the antics, talk crazy when he was doing just the educational, but nobody want to listen. So now you got to get their attention with this. This is how you got to get their attention.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
buddy. Yeah, yeah. That's how you got
yeah,
to do
yeah.
it. Everybody got their own way of doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Cause see, that was me though. That was me thinking that everybody that was on here was really, business minded or acquiring, you know, and then once I realized that, oh man, these
They
niggas just
phone them. They phone them.
little folding them from Middle America. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and just get this shit stood straight. Listen, and that's why I started telling people, listen, you're gonna fail. Now I was the first person to tell people you was gonna fail. See, a lot of these guys, they not finna tell them the truth. They gonna lie
You
to
you
them.
was the first
You,
person saying they gonna fail. You was the first
you,
person to talk about the cost per mile. You was the first person really talking about real bids. It's just honestly, it's another level. It's different levels. It's levels. It's level. And to me, you more like the Snoop Dogg on Def Jam Vendetta. So y'all don't know about that. If you know, you know. Comment below.
I know
If
the
you
game,
don't
but
know nothing
yeah,
about that,
yeah, I didn't play
you
that
don't
game.
know
That was on
yeah, you ain't
was
know.
that on was that on Sega Genesis or was that on 64?
No, Def Jam Vendetta. Oh, you sleep. I had it. I
I
had
didn't.
a little GameCube back in the day.
Oh, you had a
You ain't never
GameCube.
played no
Okay.
game? I had a game. I had a little. I had a
I,
couple little games. I play games. That's why I got the headphones.
okay. Yeah. See, you a
Yeah, on the
gamer.
Call of Duty.
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't no
Hey,
gamer.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you this. Gaming kept me out of a lot of trouble. It kept me out them streets, and it saves a lot of lives. People don't understand that, and these people making money off this game and stuff now. Gaming kept me in the house. Kept me in the
Mm.
house. Kept me out of trouble. I wasn't with
That's good.
gang and folding them and all that. I was at the crib. I
That's
always just
good.
been alone and just stay by myself. Yeah. Hey, stay out the way.
Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Stay out the way. Ain't nothing wrong with staying out the way. Ain't nothing wrong with
Let's
staying
talk
out the way.
about how everybody can't stand how you be at the crib. You don't be out here, Mark. You ain't out here. Look,
Well,
I want to say my perspective on that. Hey,
okay.
I can't. Every time I go out, I can't wait till I get back home. I be thirsty, Every time I see somebody driving a little crazy, I can't wait. Just take me back to the crib. I just want to go home. I want to be at the house. I don't want to go outside. And I think that people should really look at what's really going on. That you sitting at the crib and how is he paying for these bills? And how is he doing this? He just sitting on he low key on the internet, just low key playing. He low key bored, retired, chilling, making some content, and just living life.
Pretty much, and that's me and Kurt was talking about that earlier when we was planning for the show tomorrow. I don't know why people, like he was saying this morning, like people get mad when you out and you doing the work, and then they say, well, man, if you good, why you ain't got 100 trucks? And then, like he said, but then when you successful and you retired, well, man, you mad at the person that's in the house, so you can't. It's like
you can't beat the internet.
Win. So
you can't
me
beat
personally, I'm not finna like worry about if another man is in the house, if another man is outside. But it just goes back to what we was talking about earlier with you in the van. I'm smart enough, and I understand money, and I understand what it's like to pay bills, real bills. That I could look at a few of your videos and be like, the real bag is coming from somewhere else. It's not coming from running those gig apps. The motherfucker got.
It ain't coming from YouTube either. It ain't coming from YouTube. Y'all people think you make all this money.
Right. Yeah. We already done spoiled that. Now hold on. There is sectors of YouTube that make like
real bags.
The
hundreds plus thousands a month.
One guy that I subscribe to that talks about and that shows. You're making $170,000 a month off YouTube. So
that's what you need to be doing, brother. Hey, man, forget
all
this buck truck stuff. Go ahead,
hold on. But the sectors to bring in those types of views goes back to what we just talked about 15, 20 minutes ago. You see, so I like to
really
move.
Worth it?
It's already critical moving around. So now when you are a face moving around. And man, I know what was the little video old girl that came out? It's a lot of controversial shit that you would have to talk on. Even the red pill shit, you might have to touch on that. Like, bro, I ain't got time to be going back and forth with no chick, in line because she watched the video and she feel differently than how I feel, and then she want to,
I ain't going back. That definitely.
Like, I ain't got time to be to do that. You see what I'm saying? So when people worry about what other men are doing, it just let me know that they really not out here. Because if a motherfucker sitting at the crib with the cost of living, the same way I said where it's a bag somewhere else when I look at you, that's how I would look at it. I wouldn't worry about what this man is doing. I'm trying to figure out how. First of all, I'm 45 now.
How can I get some of that? I see Mark Rodman, the big boy.
Listen. Hold on. We tried to get you there last year.
Yeah. Hey, I'm still working on it.
I seen your port. I don't want to tell him. I could tell him. Hey, the man was. I ain't gonna tell him the number.
No.
I ain't gonna tell him, but I'm telling you,
hey,
it was heavy. It was heavy. So you on your way. You hold on. Technically, you there. You not working the traditional job. You go out. You do gig apps from time to time at a loss. It's at a loss, man. It's at a loss. So you're able to maintain the cost of living with streams of revenue that you've worked to earn that are affording you to not have to get up and go punch a clock.
So but guess what? Let me tell y'all this.
Already there.
If everything was going right now, hey, I'm gonna be right up. Hitting that clock every. See, even if for those of you who out there who may have this van or may have this box truck, and you might have to go get the job again, it don't matter as long as you got the plan. Already got the plan mapped out. I'm about to go in here, do this for this amount of time. I'm about to get this, and I'm about to go back out. You got to just map out the plan. This ain't gotta be for everything for you. You gotta, but if you out there and you ain't never had no hustle in you, ain't never had no ambition, you ain't never worked hard, you don't have no work ethic, you lazy, you don't really want to do nothing. None of this stuff is gonna work for you. So it's probably best you just stay at the job, get that money, because you ain't really gonna work for her anyway. Get the finesse that and live your life.
The people that's worried about other men and what they doing and what they not doing, them the people, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's where they get mad at Big Mark. You don't ain't the people that's gonna make it anyway. If you worry what another man is doing or not doing, that means you're not focused on what you should be doing.
I agree.
And them the type of
And I
guys that
also,
when they come out here, I put it on them. I put it on them. A shoe on their neck. And
I'm
that's just
trying to
what it
figure out.
is.
See, I just look at things. I've always looked at things different. If I see you running up this bag, doing this, doing that, I'm I'm trying to get with you. What you on? I'm trying to get right. Hey, and another thing is play your position. Everybody don't know how to play their position. Some people want to hate. They want to. Hey, it's okay to be Robin. You ain't got everybody. Everybody not Jordan. You could be Dennis Robin. You could be Dennis Robin, or you could be Scottie Pippen. Everybody not Jordan. Stay in your lane. Play your role.
Nah, man, I appreciate the hate. I like it. I need them. I need more haters.
No, it come with it. It just put that gas
I
on you.
need
Put
I
that
need
gas
more.
on you.
I need
It make me
more.
lean into a little bit more. I want to lean into a
Man,
bit more. You rhyming too much. I'm gonna rhyme a little bit
I
more.
I
I'm gonna rhyme
love
a
it.
little bit
I
more.
love it. I love
You
the hate.
talking too fast. I'm gonna talk a little faster. You talking too loud. I'm
Oh,
gonna sound a little louder.
man,
I would
your
lean
man
into
here, your man in the chat. He in the chat.
oh.
Big CJ. Hey, Big CJ, you saw my reaction video the other day? You right here in the
Shout out
chat.
to my guy Big CJ. Y'all
Hey,
need
you
to
saw
go ahead
my.
and do a collab.
Well,
Go ahead
we
and
could
rhyme that collab.
we could work something out. 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 I want to know if he saw my reaction video. I just want to get his thoughts. His thoughts on my reaction video. But what else? What else you got, man? I could spend a little bit more time.
I'm trying to see these chats. You know, I ain't even been looking at the chat at all. You know, I don't pay attention to the chat. I just don't pay. I just don't.
Just some back and forth. We got about 200 people in here. Um, some. I see some
Hey,
questions.
don't forget to hit that like button. How many likes we got? It's at 195 and
One
I
thirteen,
can't see. Oh, y'all
113
doing
likes.
decent. Y'all doing decent. Hey, we need to get to like 150 though. 150. Let's get to 150. Come on with the
What you
150.
want? You want to take some questions, man?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
150.
If you got any questions, I'll take a few questions. Running Ward, shout out to Running
Oh
Ward.
yeah.
Say he's gonna be retired by the end of the year. Congratulations.
Yeah, run up that money. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I see. I ain't seen Axel. What Axel been on? I've been seeing. You know, he said I was gonna go bankrupt. I remember. I seen that comment. I remember them comments. Though. I remember. I remember.
Axel disappeared. I think
Houdini.
he building a house, but he been coming back harassing people lately,
He been still.
terrorizing people.
Axel,
He been
Axel, you
terrorizing
still
people.
run a van?
I think he retired. He building a house. He been working on a house, building a house
Man, up that
from the
money,
ground up.
man. That's what I'm talking about. Get that
He
money.
he a retired veteran, so
Yeah,
he a retired
he
veteran.
get that money.
So
Axel, you lying. You did say that. I go get the thing. You said
you
I'm
said
going
what?
bankrupt. I remember. He said I was going bankrupt. I remember. He said I was gonna go bankrupt. Now he said I'm a liar. One thing that people know about me, I ain't gonna make up no lies. I'm gonna keep it G real with you, cuz. He said I was going bankrupt. Don't be like me. I'm gonna go bankrupt. When I first got the van, that's when he said it.
Oh, he said, "Don't be like you. You're gonna go
Yeah,
bankrupt."
yeah. He said don't
Oh,
be like me. I'm gonna go bankrupt.
he said that in your comment section.
Oh yeah, he said it in the comments. He said it in the
Oh, damn!
comments.
Wow.
It's cool, you know. Hey, people don't know what they
well,
don't know.
actually, I've seen his portfolio.
He said,
I
doesn't
don't think
sound
he's
like
gonna
something
go
I would
bankrupt
actually
for a long
say.
time.
Actually, you he said it don't sound like something he'd say. Dude get
All right.
crazy.
Do you feel like your business failed or is it successful, and why?
I don't. Me personally, I don't feel like I was ever running a business. I don't feel like I said it. If I was, when I made the video, if I was running a business, I would have failed a long time ago. But if I was running the business, I wouldn't be doing YouTube. I made a decision 5 years ago that I'm about to do this YouTube. This about to be this thing. I'm about to do this, and I had to risk a lot to get here. But if it was like really running a real business, I wouldn't have time to be doing on YouTube unless I had a camera crew following me around. I still wouldn't be. Just watch out, y'all in the way. I gotta go. So at some point you got to make a decision on what you're really trying to do. This is just the lane I chose, so you got to stick with it and get through it.
Somebody asked a tow truck question. I know you wouldn't know the answer for that, but
Absolutely not.
what's your thoughts on tow truck business with larger trucks that qualify for contracts with insurance? I think the tow truck business is good if you have contracts. If you're doing safety tows, it's just like it's. I don't want to say it's like the gigs, but let's say you're doing safety tows and you signed up with different insurance companies like Assurion and so on and so forth, AAA, and then they are dispatching you out those jobs. That's kind of like the waiting game. How many accidents? How many lockouts? How many jump starts a day? The money with the towing is in towing and recovery. So towing a vehicle, bringing it back to your yard, storing, or repossession. That's where the real money is at. As far as like truck towing, where you're dealing with like big wreckers, obviously there's money there. But you would have to do your research to see, what market you in, the amount of accidents with semi trucks and turnos, because that equipment can run you $750 to $1 million for that piece of equipment. So, but if you're in a local market and you get contracts with the police department, the fire department, shit like that, especially in a big city, then yeah, you can stay busy with just towing shit to and from shops and shit like that. So, oh no. So, he said, "How can Cars and Cribs? How can I up my clickbait game?" I guess this is everybody think you clickbait. You be clickbait. Let me
You
go
want me
look
to
at your
you?
titles. Let me go
Yeah,
look
go
at your
look at it.
titles.
You want me to tell you something though? I be noticing a lot of people who say crazy comments. They have created a YouTube channel. They made like 7 videos, 10 videos, and then work out for them, and then they quit, and then they get mad at us because we kept going. So I'll be noticing that. A lot of times people comment stuff. I just go look at their page and see. Yeah, yeah, I feel you. That's cool.
All right. So your last video, how to find and complete a dedicated route. The video before that is the truth about gig apps and being your own boss. It's my fault you failed. The one before that, this could be very bad for delivery drivers. Am I selling a cargo van? What I have a gig app? How did I make $200 to move a table? I failed. The cargo van
They-
business. What did I do wrong?
Hey, they love that negative. When you put that failed, I maybe I should use a bankruptcy one. That might be a good one. I'm going bankrupt
So
or something like
so
that. I
so
don't like to
so
speak that
so
type of stuff. I'm not gonna
so
do it.
so so here's the thing. I'm gonna get a secret away. It's called negative bias, and here's why I can give it away, because I know people that create content, especially in this field, won't do it. It's something in people's, I don't know, brain that attracts them to negativity. I use this for example. There's a guy who created a video in the box truck space, a new content creator, talking about how he failed, and he had 50 subscribers. That video took him to like a thousand subscribers. It did like 40,000 views, and every video he's done since then hasn't measured up to it. Everybody just wanted to know why he failed, because they wanted to kumbaya because they failed, or they wanted to laugh, right? So I use negative bias, right? And the reason I do it is because the smoke that comes with it, I can handle it. Why I can get that secret away, and I know other content creators are watching this, why they won't do it is because they want to be liked. They want everybody to like them. They want everybody to click the like button. and the smoke that comes with that shit, either they
But
don't want
look,
it or
let me
they
tell you
not gonna
this.
be able to handle it. You see what I'm
I
saying?
think I
So
think I think my guy Big CJ did that on it. He failed. He quit that box truck thing. I mean the moving. That's what I think it was. That was the play. That's what
that
I
wasn't the
think.
play. That wasn't the play.
That was the
I
play.
don't think it
That
was
was
the
the play.
play. I don't think it was the
I
play.
think it was a play. That was a play.
I
That
don't
was
think it
a
was the
play.
play because I don't think it was the play. I'm gonna tell you why I don't think it was
That
the
was the
play.
play.
I
That
don't
was the
think it was
play.
the play. I don't think it
Because
was the
people,
play.
you know they love that negativity, boy. They want to hear
I
about
don't.
you failed, you quit, you got fired. When I did that, I got fired, boy. They love that, boy. They love that.
I don't think it
They
was the
love
play
that.
because based off his content, he's not that type of guy. He ain't like an aggressive guy. He ain't finna go back and forth. Like he's like a like, and I said it when I reacted. He's like you could tell like he's a really nice, like he's like a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Like so I don't think he would do a video to invite.
Sometimes you got to do that to them.
I don't know
Pause.
because then here's again. I reacted to it.
He,
He ain't gonna like my reaction.
I think he take it with a grain of salt. I
You
think
know,
so.
so I think negative bias when you use it from a point like when you see creators do it when they talk about they fail. I think his video was more, and this is just my opinion, was just complaining. I don't think it was negative. I just think it was more complaining. And what I
Look,
teach people and what I try to educate people as business owners, we don't complain. We solve problems. So that's what I was saying. Do you complain?
yeah, I don't do no. Look, I don't. It is because how I look at things. It is what it is. What I'm gonna do to change it. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at everything. And I also another thing that this might go over a lot of this stuff that I'm saying is gonna go over a lot of people's head. Pause.
Mhm.
Anything that happened in your life is your fault. That's how I look at it. It's my fault. Everything is your fault. To me, that's how I look at
Mhm.
it. Because if I didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened. If I didn't do this, this wouldn't happen. So a lot of times you blame other people, blame other people, but you got to take responsibility because it's your life. It's your life.
Mhm.
So be responsible for everything that happens in your life.
Nah, he said he not trolling. He just want to know how did it affect your channel when you changed the topic of content?
Um, what did I change
See, I think the
about the?
transition from it probably didn't change it much because you transition from, I mean, doing DoorDash to it's all gig. It's all in the gig
It's all the
space. So
same
you just
thing.
yeah, it's all
Yeah,
the same thing. It probably when you came probably from the real estate to the gig that you probably confused the real estate audience, but that audience is probably since left you
long
or they're
gone.
just dormant, right?
Yeah,
So
long gone. But see, maybe we do a live on YouTube or something one day or something, or in the Discord. I can give people some tricks and tips about some stuff.
about
Really,
YouTube.
consistency is the key. Consistency is the key.
Hmm.
Consistency is the key, and it's gonna be up and down. You're gonna stay consistent no matter what. Get the niche. Stay consistent. Don't switch it. Don't change it. Don't talk about this one day. The next day you talk about. Stay consistent. And one day, one of them joints is gonna go out of here. It might be the one you least expect. You might spend 30, 20 hours on this one video. You think it's gonna be the best one. This is the one that's gonna take me out of here, and it never happens. It might be the one you shop with your phone like this, regular. Let me show you. Shop with your phone like this, regular, and
Hmm.
that's the one that might take you out of here.
Do you still do medical supply deliveries?
No, I never did medical supply delivery. I did used to take the COVID test to the airport. That was sweet. That was one of my sweetest apps. That was drop off, boy. All we had to do was go to Kenosha. We go Kenosha, then we go to Gurney, and then we go to the airport. 160. We make it like 2 hours.
Mm.
So that was
Uh,
sweet.
what did you learn, if anything, regarding the situation with your van breaking down?
Keep that warranty, and extend it again, and then extend it again, and then extend it again. Keep extending it. Don't play with these people because they gonna try to finesse. They are going to try to finesse. And also, I would say this. One thing that Mark said is absolutely true. And I thought like everybody else. I thought when I got this van, I'm getting a new van, so it ain't gonna break down. That was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
69,000 miles broke down.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, and then luckily we was the first time we got off the highway, so we went on the highway because it's way more critical. And then the second time, it was we pulled into this parking lot, so we was good. But man, you gotta the van gonna break down. I'm sorry, it's gonna break down. I just want to let y'all know it's gonna break down.
Man, Sundoc seemed like, man, he might got some smoke, bro. He's Most of you influencers are responsible for a lot of these people complaining because of what you say. When you guys throw that word cargo van business, people start thinking they're a business. I agree with that. I agree
That
with
could
that.
be
But
true,
but but but
but
but
I
that's why I
would
say you have to be mindful of what you say, because to me a gig is not a, like, you saw me go hard at Daniel about that shit. And I got flack for that until this motherfucking ass couldn't pay rent. And then I told everybody, all right, so all y'all that gave me a hard time for Daniel, y'all gonna cash out him some money, and it was crickets around this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? But everybody was so kumbaya with him when I was leaning on him. You see what I'm saying? But I think what he's saying is right.
oh,
What's your thoughts?
but it's the algorithm. See, you got to get in the out. It's part of the game, man. You got to learn how to play the game and win the game. It's
Okay,
part of the algorithm.
but see,
But
here's the thing. Go ahead, go. I'm gonna let you finish.
but I definitely understand your perspective because I didn't think about it how you saying it. But you got to get in the algorithm and you have to speak a language of the people. If these young people think that they're running the business, they're not going to look up
Uh,
other stuff. They're going to look up
uh,
cargo van business.
so let me ask you, what's more important, getting the algorithm or indirectly? Because you're not doing it purposely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that goes back to what I said. You have to think for your audience.
This one pros.
Not
Okay.
not everybody, is going to realize that what you're doing, there has to be something else behind it or with it to for you to be able to cover your cost of living. Some people just gonna
Right.
watch cars and cribs and just, man, this dude got a
But
Mercedes
see,
Benz Sprinter. I'm
they
finna go
must
get
they
me a
must
van. I'm finna
they ain't
what?
watch all the videos because there's been many videos when I told her I use the money to invest. Many
Okay,
videos.
so
I told them I
so
use the money to invest. I told her we got the
mhm,
real estate. I told her we got the other stuff going on. So
okay. So even with that, because I deal with that too. More reason why you have to make sure you're just overly transparent and have disclaimers for every single thing, because like
hmm
there was a guy that was going back and forth with me like a week or two ago, and he must have saw one of those videos where I was out doing that roadie shit, shooting that content. That's probably found my channel, and he just gets mad that I sit at home and talk. Why you won't never show us how to back into a loading dock? And why you, like, man, you got knowledge. I listen to you, but you always sitting at the desk, man. Why you don't come out here and do this, that, and the third? And I'm like, you must don't watch my content. You must be new, because everybody know why I sit at the desk, and everybody know why I'm at home. I said, you confused. See, you're narcissistic. Just you telling me I'm confused lets me know, bro. No, you're confused. It's a
you don't even
reason why
watch this
I won't
content.
show you. Right. So you gonna get people like that, because I get people like that. They'll catch your channel from a certain point, and they just think Mark in here just talking shit, and ain't no history behind me talking this shit.
And
Fuck all these
they're gonna
grades.
call you
All these grades don't mean shit. These
and they're
grades
gonna call
don't
you
mean shit.
arrogant.
Yeah,
They're
they're
gonna
gonna
say
say
this.
they're gonna say a bunch of shit.
I
So
want to
me,
I
I'm
want to
gonna
say
look at
about
it.
this arrogance.
Well, go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
About the whole arrogant thing, I think that there's a lot of people who call people arrogant and get mad at other people and say they're arrogant because they ain't out here putting no work in. That's the reason why. When people
Mm.
talk crazy and they feel that they winning and man, can't nobody tell me that, it's because they put a lot of work in to get to that point. So if you was putting work in, you wouldn't feel the same way. Cause I don't care what nobody be. Hey, when people be talking that gang, hey, I like it. I ain't gonna lie, you talking great. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, it's okay to show your wins. It's okay to show your wins. You ain't gotta be arrogant because you got the big boy mark because you sitting at the crib. Y'all need to figure out how you gonna be sitting at the crib.
They listen. If they really knew, they're really listen. If they really knew, they'd be like, man, he humble. if they really knew
Because if you
what
really
you,
wanted to, you could really.
because
Yeah.
I could. See, they don't know what you know, and some other people know. You see what I'm saying? So I'm really
if they
humble.
if you did that, they will. Everybody gonna
They
stop talking.
they gonna stop
Everybody gonna
talking.
be quiet. They
They
not
gonna
challenging
really
you
be
no
quiet.
more. They
They
listen. They listen to everything that you said. You got to
so
know. There ain't no
they
way you got that. You don't know.
hey shit. Hey, they listen. I'm telling you, but see, it is what it is. It is what it is. But
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Like that come with the game. That shit. I don't want to say it used to annoy me, but now I just lean into that shit. I lean into that shit because I'm like,
You got
damn,
to.
you steady watching me though. Why you watching me if you got an issue?
If
What
you
you
can't
watching me for?
stand me, you don't. Why do you keep on going to this restaurant? You know you don't like the food. You keep
Yeah,
going in there to this restaurant. You don't like this food. You keep complaining about it every time you go there. Stop going there.
Somebody said last year I was destroying with the CPM. I was leaning on people last year purposely, and they just kept getting mad and they just kept watching. So shit like that is what I'll do. Like I hit people with the cold hard truth and facts, and then I'll lean into them. And then when they start getting mad, I just lean into them more. See, a lot of content creators ain't finna do that. Like you gotta, you gotta be mentally prepared to go to war, and you gotta be
And you have to know
you
the
gotta be tent.
information. You
You
gotta know
gotta
the
know
info.
the
You
information.
gotta know
You
the
gotta know the
information.
information, and you gotta be
You're
ready
gonna
to
sound
wreck
like a
some shit.
fool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why
So
ain't nobody did that challenge. You know, I was ready to put me a nickel in there. Let me get a little money too. Put me
that
a little
challenge got
nickel
up.
in there.
That challenge got up to 15.
Hey,
Wait, which
but hey,
challenge you
make it
talking about?
20.
Which challenge you talking about?
I'm
Which
talking
one you
about
talking about?
the debate, the debate.
Oh yeah, that got up to 15. Didn't nobody come claim that. Didn't nobody come claim that. So we just had to put the belt. We put the belt in a glass case and we just set it on the little mantle right there. We just
Hmm.
see,
Because everybody can say what they want to say, but you ain't, when that money get to talking, it's different.
right, because I don't want to
It
hear
get
shit.
different
Don't get to talking
when you bring that
crazy.
money.
Let's put that bag up and then let's really
And
do it.
then,
And then right, then
hey,
it's motherfucking crickets
I ain't
around
come
this
to debate with
motherfucker.
you.
There's crickets around this motherfucker. So I want to come play with that bag. Let's play with that bag, and we really had a debate. But yeah, we had to retire it, man. Didn't nobody want to come. It started out small. Didn't
Was
nobody
it?
want to
Yeah,
come get it
yeah.
at the
Was it
nickel?
10 or was
It
it? Oh, it
started
was
at
nickel. Okay.
5. It started at 5, then it went to 10, then it went to 15. I thought somebody was going to bite. I thought somebody was going to bite.
That's too
But
easy. That's easy money right there.
listen, I ain't betting no more YouTubers. I ain't betting no more
We
YouTubers.
know we know what happened last time. You heard what happened to the last two security guards.
Man, because man, we got listen. We still ain't got paid our nickel, but don't worry. We working it off. They working it off. It's all Gucci. Shout out to Kirk. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Kirk. Bright and early report for doing. Hey, Kirk gonna work that nickel off. You did what I said, but I ain't gonna bet no more YouTubers though. I'm straight.
Yeah, you
I'm
can't.
straight, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I need
you got to
I
keep
need
your
my
word, man. To
I need
me,
my chop. I need my chop. I need my chop. But that's it. Any more questions? All right, one more question. Cars and Chris, what's your goals? Cars and Chris, what's your goals with the cargo van? Would you ever get to the point where you grow it? Oh, he must have just started watching the stream. Would you ever get to the point where you grow it to a fleet, or are you more into being an entertainer on YouTube? Man, he called you an entertainer.
see and see. So the first thing is, as far as growing a fleet, it ain't. I don't see me doing that. I think that I have trust issues with people, and I just feel like people ain't reliable, and I feel like they ain't gonna come to work. And I got all these vehicles, and I got all this stuff, and do all this stuff. They ain't gonna take care of it. They're gonna be yamming all on the brakes, stuff flopping all around in the back. I just don't want to deal with that. If I'm gonna do it, I would do it by myself. As far as being an entertainer, I think that and see, when I first started YouTube, brother, that's why I stayed away from that. But I figured out that that's what they need, because people like to be entertained and not learn. They don't want to get the education. They want to be entertained. So you got to put the
Mhm.
entertainment in it. You got to put the entertainment in there for them to get engaged to watch it, whether they like it, hate it. They say I'm talking too loud. They say I'm rhyming too much. I need to be professional. I need to do this. I mean, whatever. As long as you remember what I'm saying, you remember that step back and hit it with the photo, don't you? You
Mm-hmm.
can't forget it. You're gonna remember it. So that's gonna teach you to when you get to the house, you gotta make sure you take the picture. When I'm saying we got everything strapped in, we about to pull up to get these dividends. I'm telling you to strap the freight in. Don't be having
Mm-hmm.
the freight just flopping all around in the back. It's just little stuff. It's just little stuff I'm
That
teaching you. But
I think that goes out of over people's heads though. Some of those
hmm
riddles that you do.
yeah, yeah,
Let me see.
yeah. It's just a way to get people to remember stuff.
Let me see what
Think
else.
even think about the alphabet, the A B C, like the ABCD thing. It's a song, so you're gonna remember. You're not gonna forget it. So yeah.
Any update on the Smack T-shirts?
And I'll be thinking about that. I've been thinking about doing a little merch thing, man. I've been thinking about getting y'all together. Hopefully by the end of this year we start the merch. Hey Mark, man, you need to go ahead and get you the talk to me nice shirt. I'm telling you.
People ask me about that
It,
merch shit, bro. I don't got time for that, bro. I don't like selling shirts and all that shit. I ain't no merchant. Like I like see.
see,
Okay, so
I
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
let you. No, go ahead.
The way we was gonna do is they have a thing. That's like a company that does it for you. But see, I'm one thing about me, brother. If I'm doing it, I got to do it right. I don't want they watch it one time and letters falling off and all that. So I need to test this product out. I need to make sure it's right. And if I can go to the company and let them do it, they can just order it right off the channel, and then it mail right to them. But I gotta
Yeah,
test the product first. I
then
ain't letting you.
you gonna
Yeah.
have to you ain't gonna be able to go through like Teespring or nothing like that YouTube partners you with. You're gonna have to build your own Shopify. You're gonna have to find your own supplier. You're gonna have to order samples and do it like that. If you
So we
want to just
low
do,
key.
go ahead.
We low key got the merch already, but we print this stuff by ourselves. We got the cologne, perfume, the hats, the t. We got all that stuff. We was printing up by ourselves. But I
Uh,
need to get somebody else because I ain't gonna have time to do that. It was real. But yeah, I'm probably bring out the merch eventually.
yeah, see merch. Yeah, because you already got merch. See merch. You know, all these ideas that people bring up, I think about them, and then I'm just like, nah, I'm straight. Like, I don't want to sell no merch. Because here's the thing, a lot of the shit that they got like on Teespring and all that shit where you could just upload your logos and shit and then they paste it to the shit. I'm not gonna wear that shit.
But see,
See,
because
so if I'm not gonna wear
I
it, what I
know,
look like selling
I
it
know.
to you, some shit
I agree.
that's
But you gotta
ironed on. I'm not finna wear that shit. So
look,
I'll be
brother. I
capped.
swear.
Go ahead, I'm
I
listening.
understand what you said. I understand what you said. That's why. Look, I get it. But that's what they like the smack. The smack thing is not. But if I do it right, it can work. I'm not really gonna look. I think it can work.
What you talking about? Smack? What's that? What is he talking about?
Step
Smack?
back, hit him with the photo smack. Step back, hit him with the photo smack.
Oh,
I
see,
already
that's
had
like
the Yeah, I already had the plan mapped out on. I already got it set on how I'm gonna do it. If I do it, I already got it. It's gonna be raw. There. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna
mhm.
bring back some memories. Let me just say that it's gonna be nostalgia. It's gonna bring back some memories. But I get what you're saying though too. I
See
get it.
that
I get the
puts you
cap
into
thing.
that. But see, that's why he called you an entertainer, and it puts you into that celebrity that because you selling merch with like your little lingos and shit. I don't want that. Like when I say on phone man, and all that shit, like I'm not finna wear that shit. I'm not finna walk around with no shirt, with MTM on it, and I'm MTM. I'm not finna do it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, what I look like selling
But
this
see,
shit, and I got
people
some.
like this, bro. And see, and this is what happened with me when we first started the merch. I was tweaking, brother. I bought so many blanks. We about to get this. Brother. Do you know how many bundles and bundles of this redefine stuff I got sitting? I'm talking about boatloads of it
Mhm.
because I was moving too fast
Yeah.
and not understanding what I'm investing in. Like you always say, I was moving too fast. I got all this stuff is just sitting in these totes now.
So why you
So
don't put it out? Why you don't put it out?
I
Keep it
gotta
a
go
buck.
through it,
Keep it a
brother.
buck. Keep it a
No,
buck.
no, no. This you see this joint? Look at that
No,
joint.
I'm saying
Come
why
on
you don't
now.
put it out? So why you don't put it out?
I gotta first I gotta go through everything and I gotta find out what we have of what. So but it's like 5 totes to this stuff, 4 or 5 totes.
Create.
And then once I start, brother, it's gonna be like when I got a plan,
All you gotta do is create you a Shopify, take pictures, and start
I
uploading it.
I
Link
I
it
do
back to
got
your channel.
I got the Shopify already, but I got to figure do the low a little bit more. Got the cologne, got the perfume. Got the whole setup, brother. Yeah,
Yeah, man, you sitting on this shit. Just put this shit out. Put this shit out, post it, and then just keep correcting shit as you go along. If it's sitting there, shit, it
uh,
ain't making no money sitting there.
it definitely ain't.
It
Definitely
ain't
got to
making
go
no money
through it.
sitting there. Let me see. Any more questions? Big CJ said he watching the video now, so I don't know. He might be upset with Big Mark. Speaking on merch, would there be any issue with going through the Shopify and Printify, whatever is used to make products? Will the tariffs affect the prices? See, I don't know where, you
I
know,
don't even know
that
about
shit
that.
that shit is printed. I think it's printed here on American soil, so I don't think it will be affected by the
Um,
tariffs. Um,
Probably, I would more so probably try to do it through the channel because I, And then another thing about even business, right?
mhm,
I was too stuck on that everything got to go through me. I got to touch it. Pause. Let me say that.
mhm,
I got to be the one to do it. I got to make sure it's right. And if running a business, you have to have systems in place. If you don't got no system in place, it ain't gonna work right.
mhm.
So that was one of the things because I just don't trust people to do it right. Pause. That's just
Yeah,
how I look at it.
yeah, and if you go through Printify, something like that, just literally you uploading your logo and they printing the shirts and shipping it out. They
Hmm.
doing all the drop shipping for you. So if you want more hands on, you're gonna have to do a Shopify and then all the inbound orders deal with them directly and ship them out directly.
Hmm.
If that's what you want to do. What's the best transportation business? What's the best transportation business to get in right now? I am located in Southern California.
I personally don't have no clue. You want to be honest? I really believe that the best thing will probably find you a niche. That's what I really believe. I think that the rates as far as gig apps is not the highest as of right now. I think that even the rates for the going OTR and all that stuff probably ain't that high either. Hence why actually probably got out the business. So I think that finding you a niche will be even that play you talked about with the lawyer boxes and all that. I ain't ever think
Hmm.
about that. I
Well,
ain't never think about
well,
that one.
well. When I was doing with the bankers boxes for the law firms,
Hmm.
that's something that you're gonna, if you get one of those calls and then you do good work, they're gonna keep calling you back, and then you're gonna get referred. That's not something that is something that you can go search and find. That's something that if it
Hmm.
comes to you, you build on that relationship because you know, law firms, they're moving files from one office to another. They're moving files from an office to a court, depending on trial, and it could be 50 boxes of files.
Hmm.
So once you get in with a law firm, they'll keep calling you back and back and back, and then different lawyers within that firm will get referred to you when they're working on their cases, so on and so forth. That right there, like if you got a moving company and something like that comes along to you, that's a good, long-term relationship to have. It's not really something that you can go out and seek. You can
And
go out and
fine,
cold.
right?
You can go out and cold call some law firms, but the likelihood of them even taking your call and entertaining that,
Hmm.
is highly unlikely. So,
Right.
uh, is delivering gaming machines to casinos. Do you think, Mark, one of your subscribers about a year ago mentioned he was delivering gaming machines for casinos? Do you think that's a viable option? I think if you in the market that an account like that is available and it pays well, I think anything that's paying that's legal is Gucci. Anything that's paying that's legal is Gucci. I don't care. We moving. Goddamn it. What do you say? Vending machines, gaming
Hey,
machines, slot
you should
machines,
you should
whatever.
react to that video. You need to react to that video Big CJ got on his channel. I'm gonna find it. I'll send it to you. Boy, dude got caught.
What video?
You gotta see. It's a video that he did where he be putting like little videos of other people in cargo vans videos in his video. Dude got caught. Boy, you gotta look at that one. He got caught. That's a dark mark after dark.
Oh, okay. Yeah, CJ. He
He got
said
caught with them.
he won't smoke with Big Mark, but I don't want. Why you won't smoke with me? Why you won't smoke with me, Big CJ?
I'm pulling up on you. Hey CJ, say I'm pulling up on you.
Hey,
I'm the radio guy.
I think the video, the reaction I did was, listen. You was doing a lot of complaining, Big CJ, and we business people. We don't complain. We solve problems. But if you want, somebody said, Isaiah said, no, you don't. Hey, man, listen, CJ, I don't know, bro. I think you a nice guy. And I think, I mean, listen. If that's what you want to do, we can have the conversation live. But just understand, I'm from the crib. Just don't you ever forget that I'm from the crib. And that wasn't an accountability thing. That was a reaction thing. And like you complaining about insurance and stuff, and like outside of business, we still got to pay insurance. We got to pay automobile insurance. We got to pay homeowners insurance. So from a business perspective, I can write the shit off. So I ain't really tripping. I don't understand why insurance is such a issue, and like with moving, like what you got to go through in comparison to what I've had to go through, like that's light work. That's light work, especially with moving when the customer is paying for everything. So I don't know, if you want to do it, we could do it, but just understand what you getting into with this moving thing. Understand that I've been in it. You trying to get in it. So as far as the information is concerned, I don't know if that's the alley you might, or the tree you might want to bark up, big dog. But we could do it. It's up to you. Look at Carter Cribs. Carter Cribs and sat back in the chair like, man, I know, man, you know.
Both of y'all, hey, both of y'all, you know I rock with both of y'all. You know I'm, hey,
I like
y'all
Big CJ. I like Big CJ.
Whether y'all could do it on here or even the Discord, whichever one of y'all, the chat, they gonna want y'all to come on here, but
I would bring them up now, but this your thing. I would bring them up now, but this your thing. I mean, if you want,
I mean,
you could mediate it. I don't know.
No, I ain't gonna do no mediating now. I'm on my business. I'm gonna stay. If y'all, but y'all definitely can set up the play.
Should I bring them up now or wait?
Hey, it's up to y'all. Whatever y'all want to do.
I don't run the full game plan. Real talk. Let's link. I do want to run the full game plan. Hey, you can run it past me.
Even if you got the Discord, so whichever one y'all want to do, depending on, maybe he don't want everybody to know the game plan. I don't know how y'all want to do it.
I mean, it's content, so I mean, like you said, it's a oop anyway.
It's a football party.
Listen, it's a oop. So he made the video. It was sent to me to react to it. I reacted to it. It listen. There's a lot of videos that are made, but only certain types of videos get sent to me to react to. And that video, I know I was sent. He said a lot of things that just was complaining, bro. And over here, I tell people, listen, we business people. We problem solve. We don't complain, because every day we face with problems. Every single day we face with problems, and we can't complain. We have to solve them. So he could come. I know this ain't your thing, so I ain't going. I'm gonna wait till another
But
time.
look though, yeah, y'all can definitely do it on. I mean, you got the Wiseman when tomorrow.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do it with Kirk either. Kirk.
No, I ain't saying I'm saying y'all doing another solo. This is another play that you can run. Both of y'all can run
Yeah.
on another day. Set it up.
Oh man, they done dropped a 50 ball for him to come up. God damn.
I told you the check gonna
This
be
is
ready.
Sweet.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the 50 ball, but I don't know if I'm gonna bring him up right now. I don't want to. That might be kind of awkward for our guest, man. He ain't, he ain't cars and cribs ain't.
I'm on.
Yeah, he ain't with all that. He ain't with all of that. I'm surprised Big CJ in my chat talking about he want to smoke. The people in the chat telling him like, man, based on what we saw, I don't know if you really want. Hey, based on what we saw, Pip, I don't know if you really want to get up there with Mark, man, with the smoke, man. But yeah.
Do you got when you doing the next smoke show?
Man, I ain't.
Or
I
you
kind
could
of
do
put
a
that.
low key solo one.
I put that to bed, man, because everybody that got smoke, when it's time to bring it on the public platform, they don't want to do it.
They don't want to be. I told you, Mark. Don't nobody want to
So
be in that hot seat, man. They want to come in the Discord a little bit so you can tell them they're in
they
private because
don't
they
they
don't want to
don't
look
they
like a
don't even
fool.
do that. They don't even do that. They'll do it in the chat or in the comment. I haven't really been getting it lately. I think we in a
Yeah,
I think we're in a space now where all those people that was complaining. See, here's how it happens. Here's the trend. November and December, you start getting all the complainers and the naysayers. Why? Because
it's Christmas time. It's
they
getting ugly.
come in around this time. They come in around this time, right? Hopes high, everything else, and then throughout the course of the year, they come in during tax season. Throughout the course of the year, it gets ugly. What they thought they was getting into, it wasn't that. So then now they banking on Christmas time. All right, well, we just got to make it to peak season, because then we're gonna run it up during peak season, because they watching this old pandemic content, or their favorite content creators is talking this peak season shit. So then they waiting peak season. They think peak season gonna be their saving grace. So then I'm telling them that ain't it. They get mad because what I'm telling them what it really is, and they don't want to hear that shit. You see what I'm saying? So what happens after peak season comes and goes, and they don't run it up there? January come, it fully dies off, and then they fail. So those people are gone. They out. They not even watching this content no more. It happens every year, the same pattern. So I ain't, so ain't like the smoke show, when it's time to bring them up, they don't want to come up because you coming up to debate somebody that has tenure, that's educated, and you in the learning process. And it's safer
Not a
to
smart move.
challenge somebody from
Smart.
behind the scenes versus getting up when everybody's watching you. And then I'm just going to lay in the cut and let you talk. And then I'm just going to unleash this fury on you.
The
And
dragon.
it just ain't going to go well for you. It ain't going to go well for you. I've been doing it for 2 years now. So, people seen it. So.
Do you think? Let me ask you this question. Do you think the space is dying out, like period, like all together as a whole? You think it's what you think?
This box truck space been dead. I'm the one that's holding it up. Now you watch your content creators gonna get mad, but no, in reality, I'm holding this. I put this space on my back. When everybody else quit and stopped making content, took a break, shit like that, Vic making content, I'm probably a little bit more consistent. He it's time in between his shit. He don't really stream. But as far as creating ideas, creating shows, reaching out to you, mending the fence with Kirk, because majority of the people want to see that back. So mending that fence, or whatever the term is, doing shit like that, reaching out to you. When I was doing the live streams in the middle of the day,
The docu-series was legendary.
the docu-series, the testimonials,
The game show. You had the game show.
all that shit is
People don't give you enough credit for your creativity either. I want to say that.
right.
And even
So
your videos,
mhm.
your videos The
Mhm.
the regular videos when you got the AI, them joints be righteous. I ain't
Right.
gonna lie, them joints be right.
So all that take time. This space is dead. Box truck space dead. I'm gonna call it. People ain't gonna like it, but it is what it is. It died 2 years ago. There's only a few people really creating content, and the consistency is probably not where it should be, but it's dead already. It's what it is. So that's why when people say, "Oh, you making money off the YouTube," no.
People don't. Do
Uh,
you
uh,
know
uh,
how
uh,
much it
uh,
costs to?
go ahead. Go ahead.
People don't understand how much it costs for all the streaming stuff and all this, and not even just that. The time, the time. Count the time.
And see, that's what you don't get paid for. So even with the cost of the stream, for me, if you do videos, that's one thing. Streaming is expensive, right?
Hmm.
So the software, the lights, the electricity bill, right? All the cost that
The girl mad at you. You mean you on the stream for five
girl mad
hours?
at you, right? The internet bill, right? All this shit costs. All right, and then you doing videos, the time it takes to do the videos, edit the videos, shoot the videos, all this shit takes time. So if you can recoup the cost, the financial cost, great. But then okay, now what about the pay? Like
Exactly.
I've never been able to pay myself doing this.
It's like
So
a break even. If it's a majority probably lost
it's not even a break even, because if you look at
the
like
time.
with me streaming, okay, the time. So all the work that went into setting up the stream, all the work that goes into the videos, the thumbnails, and
The
everything,
creativity. Yeah, you paying for the thumbnail.
that shit costs. But the time, there's time that is
It's the
allocated into
most
that, and
important.
then when you come on the stream, this time. Now, because you by man's it, I'm cool with you. I don't have to pay you because you could have been a jerk. Like, man, let me come if you want me to come on the screen, you got to throw me
Give me a nickel.
a nickel. You see what I'm saying? So, and you don't do no collabs. You see what I'm saying? So you at 125,000
It's
subs. If
more.
you
It's
want to do,
more so, brother. Honestly, that's just how I am in real life, though. People don't know that.
Mhm,
I just
mhm.
stay to myself, bro. I stay to myself. I
Hey,
only like to be around people with a high frequency. I don't like to be like all the goofball, knick-knack. I ain't got time. I'm trying to run up this money, brother. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get this money. Whatever I got to do it, that's what I'm gonna do.
mhm.
So, yeah,
Uh,
it's just different crowds too. So,
mm, let me see if there's any more questions, and then we can get out of here, man. Let me see. Somebody asked, "Am I going on Truck and Hustle?" I think he asked you, and he asked me. No, I'm not going on there. I think people that go on
yeah,
that show, they go on there to leverage their visibility because they have products for sale. Because you have to pay to go on there.
oh, they pay
So
me. They have to pay me.
from the last person that I heard name, the price to go on there was $4,000. So I'm not looking to sell anything, so I don't
How
need to
much is
leverage
how
my
many subscribers this
visibility.
Truck and Hustle got?
I think like 100 and something, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, everybody who ain't doing that great in YouTube, y'all can come on by this channel, man. You know, I want a little ticket for it, but you can. It's for sale. Everything for sale. I create another one. Hopefully, the subscribers come on with me. But we trying to run up this money, Mark. You can go ahead and make your move. You can still do the box short content, but
I don't want to buy
you
your
talking about
channel.
one. You talking about you talking. No, I ain't talking about. I ain't talking about the channel. I'm talking about as far as you moving on to the next thing.
Well,
Besides the box short content.
I think I'm gonna stick in the box truck. I mean, at this point, I've been doing it almost 3 years. I understand that I'm not going to, you know, make money from it. So we just going to continue to
Just giving back. Just giving back.
you
Yeah.
give back, and we'll just write it off, and that's that. Like I
You
The
did what you gonna do.
content,
You did.
right.
Yeah.
The content that I would transition into, I don't want to deal with what comes along with that. I still want to be able to, uh, live life without, you know,
The extra worries.
yeah, just it ain't even worries.
Not really
Just I with
worries.
the
Not really. Yeah.
with the extra eyes on you. You see what I'm saying? So with this, this box truck shit, yes, people come up to me all the time, but it's not because of it's everybody comes up with me because they need help. When you get to talking on controversial topics, you fucking be somewhere and then at the grocery store and you got 3 people waiting in line to debate you on some shit you said last week. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? You vote for Trump, shit. You got a bunch of people that's mad at you. You go to this place, you go to that place. Oh, there you
It's
go,
a
right
lot of
there.
emotions
You know
involved
what
with
I'm saying?
all that.
So it's a
Yeah.
lot of emotions involved, and it's just not something that I
Is it really worth
uh
it? Is the real question. Yeah.
yeah, I just don't. Well, it is worth it financially, but
Right. But everything
money,
else.
but the money that comes along with that, um, what comes along with that money, I don't want that. So I don't need. I don't. I'm straight.
You
Some
already ran
people,
up, right?
some people, right? Some people will do anything
They gonna risk it for the biscuit.
they're gonna risk it all for the money. I'm cool. You see what I'm saying? So uh and I understand, uh like I say, like you from here. So just moving around is already like, you know what I'm saying? And you a nobody.
A task.
So now you got a face card. Now you got to amplify what we already have to go through times 10, bro. I ain't got time for that shit. You dig what I'm saying?
I
And my
don't blame
OG,
you.
she's still right there over east. See, so
Yeah.
I look
I
at
don't
shit
blame you.
like from a real grown man perspective. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not finna never do nothing just because it's well, okay, I could go over there and it's nah, bro. It's too much shit that would have to change, and I just don't want to deal with that shit, bro.
I don't
So
blame you.
now, if I was younger, like in my 20s or 30s, and trying to run it up a bag, and I'm just, man, we just gonna go where the money is at, and I ain't never really touched no money or nothing like that, then I
Hey,
probably
yeah,
would.
yeah, it's game time. Yeah.
But from an from going through all that already, being comfortable and from an older mindset, now I'm thinking about all the shit that comes along with that. Is that something I want at this point in my life? No, bro. I want peace, bro. I want
Hey,
peace.
that's the number one thing. The number one thing. And when the more money you make, the more peaceful things get. I mean, it still get hectic, but my main focus right now is buying back my time, like you always say. Once I get the time, once I get to where not where I want to be, it's a temporary thing, but once I hit this, I'm gonna have a little bit more time, spend with the OG a little bit more, spending my, pops a little bit. I'll just
Hmm.
be in the cut,
And
spending with
that's
my
what it's
people a little
about.
bit more, but I'm still on the grind
Hmm.
right now. So
And
yeah.
that's what it's about. Spending time with your parents. Like I've committed myself to going to seeing her 2 to 3 times a week instead of just once a week. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I got to the point now where I'm thankful my parents are still here, but my homies that's my age or a little bit older, their parents died. One of my homies' father just got buried yesterday. He lost his mom and his father. My other homie lost his mom. His mom died in 19. His grandfather that raised him at 21. His daddy in 23. They came in threes. So I got a few homies that done lost both of their parents, and we all in the same age. So now that's
When you
making
start
me
hitting them 40s, it
when
start
you
getting
start hitting the
ugly. You
40s. So
start
now
look,
I'm tightening up.
damn.
Like, damn, I need to go spend more
Hmm.
time. I was out there earlier. I'm gonna go out there tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? Because everything that all they telling me, I wish I would have spent more time. Right? And guess what? I got the time. These guys are still working. I have the time, bro. And that's something that, God put me in this position. And if I
Right.
got the time, like I could do more than just, bro, she 15, 20 minutes up Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah, just yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So why am we FaceTime talking on the phone? Let me hop on Lakeshore Drive, ride out south, and go holler at her. Just sit with her,
All right.
talk with her.
That's really what it's all about, honestly. At the end of the day, we all out here hustling, trying to make this money, but that's the main goal: the freedom, the time. I'm chasing the money. When I was younger, it was a money goal. I want to hit this amount. I want to hit this amount. It's more so the freedom to go and come as you please. Pause. And
Mm-hmm.
the time, because you can't get the time back. Once the time gone, it's gone.
That's
It
the
ain't
time.
never gonna be 9:42 again on this date. It's
Mm-hmm.
never gonna happen again. So yeah.
Nope, nope. And the older you get, I was having this conversation earlier with my girl. The older you get, the faster that shit go.
OG
That shit
told me once you hit 30, it
time moving.
start speeding up, and
Yeah,
then when you hit 40, just speed up more.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember, brother. I'm 35, but I was just for it was just it's crazy, brother. It is crazy. Time be flying past. Last year it seemed like it didn't even happen. It just flew past.
The
It's
pandemic was a
already
blur.
March.
Yeah, the pandemic was a blur. Those few years went by quick, and like you said, yes, it's already March. 2024 came and went. 2025 is gonna be the same thing.
It's about to
So I
start getting
try.
hot again outside quick.
Yeah, it's about to start getting hot, and that's why I try to slow time down, and I try to slow time down by just not living in the moment, but appreciating the moment. I
Hmm.
mentally I'm ahead. I ain't living. I don't live. I gotta stay ahead, but appreciating the moment. I think was bringing me into this appreciation. It's unfortunate. My homies, they parents is passing. But we getting old. So,
Yeah.
and we come from a generation where our parents is 25, 30 years older than us. They wasn't having kids, like this young generation, kids having kids at young ages. So, my mama be 71. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
looking at people dying in their 40s and their 50s. Shit, we looking at it's
Mm.
truckers on YouTube. Look at Trucker Brown. He just had a stroke at 38. Look at CDL Shorty. He 33 and had a heart transplant.
Look, the
You
real
see what I'm
wealth is
saying?
health. People don't. You got to
So
take care of
so
yourself. Do some exercises. Do some exercises. Stop eating McDonald's and all this other stuff. Stop drinking all that liquor and smoking tar. Take care of
uh-huh.
your body because you only get one body. You only get one mom. You only get one dad. You only get one body.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't put unleaded gas in the big boy.
Hell no, premium.
You put premium, but you won't put premium in your body though. Pause. You got to take care of yourself, man. Do some exercise. I know I get it and all. You don't be having time. Wake up a little bit earlier. Ain't no excuses. Wake up a little bit earlier. Get some exercise in.
Gotta get some exercise in. Like I'm starting yoga this week.
People sleep.
Yeah,
Man,
I'm
what you do?
starting yoga this week.
You sleep. Hey,
Yeah.
look. I've been exercising for years now, but I do my little joint when I get up, and then my guy for my birthday, he just bought me that massage chair. Man, that one when you was talking about you gave it to your OG and you had some of your
Mm-hmm.
people. Boy, I got one of them. I'm in there 2 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Exercise, getting that sauna. Yeah, you got to
Mm-hmm.
exercise, getting that sauna every morning. Ain't no
Mm-hmm.
excuses. Hey, if I gotta get up at 2, 3, it don't matter. See,
I get up at one.
let's get into.
Go ahead.
I was getting up at 1:30, and then I pushed it back a little bit because the roadie orders. I was getting up there early because I had to get the roadie orders. Then the roadie orders dropped, so then I'm starting up at 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go on. I'll be going to a crypto banner. I'll be watching the crypto banner show. I have my whole little setup, man.
Mm-hmm. I was
Yeah.
listening to Crypto Banner until I sold most of my um, holdings last year. I
I
don't
should have
really.
gosh.
Yeah.
I should have got on you,
Yeah.
brother. It's so you still doing a stock joint?
Mm-hmm. But like my long term stuff, I don't even touch. My short term
All
stuff,
right.
I what's going on right now? I seen it coming. I told people it was coming.
But
I
you said
said,
quarter
listen, I
one. You
said when
said Q1. You said
I said,
Q1.
and I also talked about the tariffs. I said when the tariffs come, things are going to get bad. It has to get bad before it gets better.
Get
That
better. All right.
includes paper assets. So I told people, but people just don't. I don't listen, listen.
Brother, sometimes you gotta
I
hey, I wanna say it to everybody. Sometimes you gotta call a spade a spade. He just be right, man. I don't know how, but he just be right. He just been right. I ain't seen him be wrong yet. This is my opinion. I
E-
ain't seen you call something wrong yet.
Everybody wanted, like when I told people last year, what was that April, end of March, April, when I was doing that man, what was the name of that show I
Members
was
only.
doing? Yeah, but what was the name of the show? The
Investor.
financial,
What
yeah,
was it?
whatever, Invest Club, whatever. And 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 I said, listen, I'm finna start exiting. I seen the reaction in the chat, like it was quiet. And shit. Nobody said
Brother.
nothing, but and
Down. You
then
talking
when
about down.
right, and then when this little run came in November, that was the second phase of what was expected to happen. Anyway, obviously you had the presidency, which you know, weighed in on it, but this cycle, I made mention when I saw things like when I mentioned it, like, man, this cycle don't feel the same. You got memes running at the beginning, shit like that. And when you look at it, if you really look at it and you compare this past cycle to the cycles before, it worked in reverse. Normally it's layer
All right.
ones, then it goes to alts, layer ones run, then that money flows into alts, and then it flows into memes, and this is the parabolic phase, and then everything comes crashing down by 80%, 80, 85, 90%.
And it's
The
about 80.
the
It's 90%
the,
right
the
now.
everything started running at first. Everything started running, and then the memes took off. Then the alts took off, and then the layer ones were already up, but there was a different dynamic this time. You had the large institutions because of
Hmm.
the indexes. You see what I'm saying? So
All right.
so so now you got these multi-billion-dollar industries that were against it at one point, that were against it now,
Now
putting
it took
money
over.
into it, which was driving up Bitcoin, which drove up all the layer ones, right? So that threw things off. Things start to go in reverse. The retail money still ain't there. We never
Hmm.
saw we never saw
And
retail money
Ethereum
flow
never
in.
ran either.
It
Do you
did
think it's gonna
when
run or?
well, you got the index, so they got the
Oh,
ETF,
all
right?
right.
But whatever Bitcoin is going to do, it's going to affect it a little bit. But the way we saw these cycles prior to, you know, the large corporations investing into these layer ones like Bitcoin, we're not going to see something cyclical to what we saw in 2020 or 2016, when it's a different we on a different playing field now. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
So everything is retraced, but Bitcoin hasn't retraced that much. Why? Because you got you got you got
Michael Saylor.
you got Michael Saylor, and you got all these other pensions investing in the Bitcoin now. You see what I'm saying? So you got money steady flowing in. So it's just, when I had the opportunity and I'm investing something at 7 cent and it's at $3.50 and it's coming down and it's around two, I've made my money. And I'm looking at this shit like, bro, this cycle, it's not normal. It doesn't feel normal. It's not acting normal. I can't
And
really
this is my
read
first
it.
time seeing, so I don't know what to look for.
So so when I announced that I was starting to sell, I seen people that were kind of, damn, aren't you selling? Yeah. And I sold and I discontinued that because I felt like it was going to get very volatile, which it has been. And recently, someone reached out to me in a Discord and was like, "Why?" And I just made the announcement. Look, it's too volatile. Um, when it comes to financial things, I may mention it when there's nothing but upside. See, when I was talking about it, wasn't nothing but upside. You see what I'm saying? It's too volatile now, and I'm not finna be sitting here live streaming 24 hours a day because you
Man,
waiting to
them days
follow my
gone.
hand. You see what I'm saying? So when I told people I was starting to exit, that was me telling you, listen, the money been made already. I told you I got into Solana at $18. It's 200. I got into Fetch at 7 cents. It's fucking $3. You talking about 100,000 shares? Like, what am I supposed to sit around and hope and pray? Do the math. Like I already like you buy something at 7 cents, you got 100,000 shares, and it goes to $3.50. I sell it to something. Do the math. Then you
It's a
wonder why
no-brainer.
I'm sitting at the crib. You ain't paying attention. You see what I'm
And
saying?
guess what? I paid
So
attention
so
late. I paid attention
so
late.
so
Yeah.
so so when I said that I was getting out, people stayed in.
So is the jig up? Let me ask you that. Is the jig up? Is it over with?
I
Or
just
do we
think,
got 4 more years? Do we got
I
4 more
just
years, or
think
do we
I think the cycle. This was a cycle that was different because of what changed. Bitcoin has its own index now. They doing it for other layer ones. So that changes the whole dynamic of the cycle. The cycle went in reverse. It was parabolic at the
so
beginning of the cycle, and
was
it went in the exact reverse of what a normal cycle does. It did everything in reverse. So when I told people I was getting out, and you remember that, and that's why
I
you
remember.
shake.
You know I'm shaking my head.
But
Hey,
all your crypto
ninety
influencers
percent,
telling y'all, oh, we're just and I'm not a crypto influencer.
90% down. You ain't lying. It's literally 90% down. Is Solana is back to where Fetch is like at 50 some cent.
It's working back down to where it was.
Well, I guess we'll let us see another day, man. I don't know what's
So,
gonna happen. I'm
so
hopefully it run up. Hopefully it run out your Rolex. I got to. Hey, this joint got to go off the meat rack. I got
but
to,
but 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 here's the thing. In order to see what people was expecting to see, you have to have retail. Without
Right.
retail, we all just exchanging the same liquidity. There has to be a force, some type of force that comes in that just brings in an infusion of capital, and those are retail investors. Those are the retards. And this is what people are gonna get upset, but it's real. This is how the rich get rich. And right now is a good opportunity for people to get rich again. And I ain't gonna go into details, but what's going on right now, I love it. I told people it was gonna get bad. I only said it one time. I'm only talking about it now because you brought it up.
Right.
So what's going on right now is the opportunity. Now it's affecting some people negatively. Not my problem. This is when you do what you're supposed to do, because it is going to turn back around. So the shit that's going on with the stock market right now, this is great. I love it. I
This
just
is when
that
it's
shit
all. It's time. When it's
that
game
shit need
time.
to listen. I hope that shit
Go smoke. Go down
listen
some smoke.
go
Go down
down
some smoke.
sea level, because the only thing we're gonna do is the same thing that we did last year, and then 2 years, what was it, 2024, 3 years before that. So you can't, when you see something changing, you can't expect, if there's a new player in the game and the landscape of the game has changed. I say I can't expect this to be cyclical as it was last two cycles. So if I'm looking at 100x already on specific things, and my fetch I was 1,000 and something xed. Oh, I could wait for this shit to go $9, or I could be blessed and thank God that I'm at 1,000, 1,100x and take the
And go
money
head
and
on.
run. And because greedy pigs get led to the slaughter.
You
I'm
told me
at
that at the beginning.
1,100x.
You
So
told me that at the beginning. They led me right on over there, brother. And he sent me right on through there.
Yeah, but when I said I was leaving, people should have left.
All right.
Because here's the thing: if it would have had another run, which it did, but what happened around election wasn't nowhere near what was going
It was a
around this
Trump
time
pump.
last year. Around this time last
Right.
year,
It was going berserk.
okay, so those gains that was going on around this time last year were comparable to what you would see during the parabolic phase of a normal cycle.
All right.
And nobody understood why. But now in hindsight, when you look at the shit, it was a normal cycle in reverse.
All right.
But the liquidity was coming from institutional, for the layer ones, was mostly coming from institutional investors. And then what happened with all the flip-floppy shit throughout the year, the reason why that was doing what it was doing was because that was just the same liquidity changing hand. You just exchanging the same shit, but there's no new player coming in that's bringing in an infusion of cash to really push it into outer space,
All right.
which was retail investors. And we know why they never came. And I was saying it last year because they ain't got no money.
And eggs $35 now. So I mean,
So if the cost of living is still
yeah.
going up, ain't nobody got no money to put into something just to wait and see and hope it goes up, or wait for it to go up in another 8 months or 3 years, or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? Those are the retail investors that's going to get caught left holding the bag anyway, but they don't have that extra money just to sit and just set it to the side.
Put it.
Forget about it. It's tax season now. And guess what? You know who's making the money now? Roof Chris. Whatever the nightclubs is, wherever the brunches is, your favorite day party brunches, your
They
Saks
getting it
Fifth
in.
Avenue, Neiman Marcus, the liquor store. They selling bottles of 1942. That's 180. The hotel rooms, the airlines, Cancun, Vegas, the casinos is popping right now. The used car dealerships on Western is popping. You feel what I'm saying? That's where the money is going. It's not going into assets. It's going into lifestyle. Lifestyle is what's making money right now. Lifestyle vendors, lifestyle merchants, nightclubs. They sell, feelings of good life, of living life.
Living
So
life.
even that, you
Because you
right.
can't do it twice. Right.
So the retail ain't gonna never come. So the best chance was around this time last year. That was the parabolic phase. So no, I would just hold on and
Holding on for dear life.
so some things I would probably look to get out of, like, cause like with the fetch, I don't know if that's gonna be around.
Yeah, it might. It's looking ugly. Render
You know what
looking
I'm
ugly
saying?
too. Liquor. Render was like $10. Now it's like at $1.
It was like at $12, 13,
Right.
14, I think. And now it's at 1. So though you already at your 80, 90%
Drop.
retracement.
Right.
So
Well, hopefully you're wrong about this. Hopefully you're wrong this time.
I mean, it's 2025. What's going to happen to turn things? Where the money going to come from? In order for things to go up, people got to spend money. I just think there's other things important. If people got money right now, there's other things that, people would normally do, haven't been doing over the past couple of years, that they would make that their priority over investing to that. Home buying, home repairs. It's just a lot of things people have put all that. It's just a lot of things I think people have been putting on hold because of, a lack of finances, that if money did start to come around, these would be the priorities. You know, so I maybe in 2028, but I think that ship is,
The ship is sailed.
I mean, 80-90%, bro. That fits the cycle.
It's ugly.
Yeah. So Bitcoin ain't
And
gonna
it just
go
went
down
down again, when yesterday.
Yeah, Bitcoin
No,
ain't
that was
gonna go
today.
down that far. But the alts, I think that's no, I don't know.
The
It
jig
ain't
is
looking
up.
too good. No, it ain't looking too good. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, I hope you're wrong this time.
I mean, here's the thing: if you up 1,000% and now you down 90%,
Yeah.
if you had to do it over
You
again, you up 1,000%, what you would have did? You would have sold, right?
go ahead.
Or you gonna
Absolutely.
hold, go down, lose your up, break even, then go down 90% just to say, you know, man, I hope we go back up again. Nah, bro.
See, where I messed up, I wasn't an early adopter. I should have got in. Look, when you first said that fetch coin, I heard you said fetch on one of them live streams. I didn't know what you was. I was steady searching it. I'm looking on. I didn't know if it was crypto. I didn't know if it was stocks. I just kept on looking for it, and it was gone.
No, you had time to get in.
I
It was
got
still,
no.
it was still
I started getting like at 77 cents. So it was it was up 10x.
right. Yeah. So even
Yeah.
when you got in there,
And then it
your
went up to
egg,
$3, man, and I still
yeah,
thought it
you
was gonna
didn't
keep
exit.
going.
Yeah.
I had the plan mapped out like you said. Look, at $5, I'm gonna stop DCAing. I'm gonna take some out at 5, 7, 9, and then 12, and then let the rest run. But
Mhm.
hey,
Yeah.
it got
The
ugly.
cycle, the cycle, the cycle just is a different cycle. It was a cycle. It just didn't perform uh, in the same pattern that it had performed in the past. Like we can talk about it now because it did, but it was just in reverse. You know,
All right.
everything happened in reverse. So yeah, but it is what it is. As far as the stocks is concerned, you know, think this is just, you know, if I was Trump, I would purposely crash the market. I would crash the economy. Then that way, because Jerome Powell has just been propping it up. I think just let this shit go. Just let it go. Let it go.
You read? Look. Yeah. So you
Let
got.
that shit. Just let it
So
go.
I could go.
Let it
Yeah.
go. Let it crash. Yeah, it's gonna be some casualties. Listen. Shit happens. We've been poor before. We've been fucked up out here in these streets. So I
Figure
know
it
what
out.
it feels like. You gonna come up out there, jail. You gonna learn. The next time you gonna do better. You dig what I'm saying? But I think he should just let this shit go. Stop propping this shit up. Let it go. Let it go. So that way we can get a reset, clean slate. Let's let it go. I'm praying that Trump just, man, whispering Jerome, man, just let this shit go. Just let it, let's
Knock
let
it
it
off. Just let
crash.
it. Just let it.
Just let it, yeah, just let it fall. Because here's the thing: if he would have let this shit fall
When you said that the first,
at
when was that?
2024,
Which
beginning of
one?
2024,
Yeah.
end of 2023, we would already be, we would be
Be
working in
up.
an upward track. But trying to balance this shit and prop it up, to me, it's just not making anything better. Let this shit crash. Reset. We need a reset. After coming off that pandemic, we need a reset. Stop trying to be the savior of coming out of a pandemic and trying to
And
bring
rip
this
the
shit.
band-aid off.
Like,
Rip it
no,
off. Rip it
let
off.
this shit just go all the way down. And let's just get this, like getting baptized. Go down,
Get
let
it
this
over with.
economy go down in the water. Let's cleanse it. Let's wash away all the bad actors. The
It's
smart
a lot of them.
people, the smart people. Now, this is presenting us with an opportunity. This is an opportunity now. Now, we just gonna come buy all your shit for a fraction of whatever. And then we just gonna let that shit sit. and we're gonna ride that shit back up.
2026, 2027.
Hey, shit, it could be 2030.
It
It
don't
could be
matter.
2032. Only thing that matters is you got it at pennies on the dollar. It's only upside. The only thing you got to worry about is holding on too long. See, that's what you ain't mastered yet. See, you got to
Yeah.
master the let this shit go. Listen, it might keep going up, but let me see. I
It's
bought this
cool.
at
I already
this.
got mine.
I bought
I
this
got
at this.
mine.
I'm up 400x on it. Even if it do keep going up, so I'm still up 400, 500x. See, once you master the art of letting that shit go, you gonna be cold. You buy the shit at the bottom, it's only upside. The only thing you gotta worry about is holding on too long. Once you master that, not holding that shit on too long, then you cold.
In due time.
Buy for $1, sell for $2, pimp.
In
Buy
due
for $1,
time.
sell for $2. So that's all. That's all. All right. I think I'm done. Unless you got anything else you want to talk about, I think it was a good conversation.
I'm gonna hop back on again eventually. I already had planned. I'm gonna come on a different show, pull up again on you.
Yeah. Anything you gotta say? Closing words.
Go out there and be great, man. Stop trying to impress everybody else. Do what works best for you. Just because you don't know something doesn't mean that learn from your mistakes also, as you guys just heard. Learn from your mistakes, and you don't have to know everything. The things that you find out from other people, take the knowledge and move forward with it. If you know everything about everything, then you have become a fool because nobody knows everything about everything. So take the information that you guys see fit for you, that works best for you. Um, as I always send people to your channel. Go look at Mark the Miniature channel. He got a lot of information. For people who are from my channel, uh, this is where I get a lot of information from, as you guys can see. Also, what else? Just go out there and be great, really. Go out there and be great. Run up this money. No matter how you got to do it, whether you got to go to the job, don't go to a job, do the gig work, over the road, whatever works best for you. At the end of the day, go out there and get this money. That's all, brother.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I think people should just work. I think people done got away from wanting to work. I think the internet has made people feel like they can become a success overnight with not having to work. And I think that's the farthest from the truth. I think in order to get to a point where you don't have to work for money, your money can work for you, you have to work for money. You
You have
have
to get the
to
money first.
you got to get the money, you got to get the assets. And then, while you're working for money so that your money can work for you, you're also learning. A big thing where people try to come in and, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a box truck and put it on the road. Like, you don't even know how to, you don't even know, you don't have the mental capacity to even begin to having money work for you comes with experience. It's not something that you can just get into and figure the shit out. Like, understanding, you have to first understand money, right? So to get to a point where money work was working for you, you not looking at money the way you used to look at money. I don't look at money the way people look at money. I look at money like a tool.
That's the whole, yeah.
So I understand we need it, but I'm not that emotionally attached to it like how people are. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it the same way I look at a hammer. You see what I'm saying? Or the same way I look at a screwdriver. How can I use this dollar to take this dollar and use it to bring back another dollar or bring back $2? How can I turn this dollar into $2? Right? So you have to work to even get into that frame of mind, but you need money and you need assets to be able to have that money work for you. And that's just That's just the issue. People try to come in at that level and they just ain't got the mental skill set to know how to make that money move when they need it to move and bring it back. You dig what I'm saying? So it
And
goes
it
back to
takes
like
time.
it
It
takes
takes
time,
time to get there.
but that and then even knowing when to hold them, knowing when to fold them.
Knowing when to run.
Because,
Sometimes you got to
because
run.
well, it ain't
Sometimes you got
necessary.
to get up out that there.
It ain't necessary. Buy for $1, sell for $2.
All right.
So even though I got $1, I turn it into 2. Shit, I made a profit. I'm okay. I double my money. And then now you take that 2 and try to figure out how to turn that 2 into 4.
So,
It sound easy. You know what I'm saying? It sound easy, but it's not as
it's
easy
not.
as it sounds. But what makes it easier when you get into that position is starting from the bottom, working your way up to that point. Because when you working, you learning. I learned a lot of shit from working, even when I was working traditional jobs. When I worked at the Gap, when I worked at Target, I was a sponge. There's a lot of shit that I remember that I was able to implement into my own business. You know, once I started my own business, operations, HR, you know,
You know
you
what? You
know,
know what's so crazy?
mm,
God put us through all these trials and tribulations to get you into position that you're supposed to be in. It's a lot of
mm,
stuff you're gonna go through in life that you might think is the worst thing in the world, but it may be the best thing that ever happened to you. You're gonna have
yeah,
to go through the ups and downs, and he just prepping you. He already got the plan mapped out. He just prepping you. You
mm-hmm,
just got to go with your move. You just got to
yeah,
keep on going,
yeah,
and you're gonna get there.
yeah. I used to hate getting up. I used to hate going to them jobs, but in hindsight, looking back, those were all steps that God had ordered for me because He knew what was He had in store for me down the line. In the first place, I just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But you got to follow the path. See, a lot of times people fight they calling. You know what I'm saying? You can't fight your
Trying to do something
calling.
else. All right.
Yeah, trying to do something else. Like you got a job. Like here's a good point. And this is where people gonna get mad at me and they're gonna hit the dislike button. I don't really give a fuck. If you in a blessed position and you got a job or you got a career that there are people out there wish they had, why sacrifice and get it up for uncertainty? You've been placed in that position for a reason. There's people that wish they had that position. And then when people say, "Oh, I'm just tired of, I don't like working for people and this, that, and the third," that's bullshit to me. Because there's generations that came before us that did a lot of shit that they didn't want to do to put food on the table, to acquire assets, to leave down to the next generation. There's people that, in the prior generations that slaved, did manual labor, worked in factories, worked construction, grueling work. Now we're in a society where everybody don't want to work for nobody, don't nobody want to do, you know, nothing labor intensive. Everybody want to be their
All right.
own boss. But here's the truth of the matter. The likelihood of you being successful as a business owner, it's less likely you're going to be successful as a business owner than you would staying at your job, finishing your 30 years, and retiring with a pension. The likelihood of you staying at your job is higher than you succeeding in business.
And people don't understand to run a business, to do anything that's out of the ordinary. Your mindset got to be right. If you have the wrong mindset, you're going to lose. There's gonna be
You're
some
gonna
bumps on
lose,
the road. It's gonna be some roadblocks. It's gonna be a lot of stuff that's going on. But you got to keep on striving, keep on going.
and that's the
You got to
thing.
have the right mindset. You got to have the right
And
mindset. If you don't,
and
if you're even just coming into anything thinking that the reason why I want to do this is because I want to have more free time, you already messed up right there.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
when
want to be
people,
able to come and do it. Yeah. You already messed up right there because it's gonna be
eh,
20 times hard. It's not even the same atmosphere. as you doing a job and you doing a business. Completely different two mindsets, completely two different things.
Yeah, because when people say that
You
shit,
already coming, you lost already.
it's the stupidest shit. You want free
The
time?
work-life
How?
balance and all that, but it's not no work-life balance. This is
Where
a
the free time gonna
24-hour
come from?
thing.
Where's the free time gonna come from? Where's it gonna come from? When you start a business, you quit your job so you can have more free time. So you quit your job to start a business, build it. Where the free time gonna come from?
You wanna know what? They see you at the crib.
Bro,
So they think
but
that
see,
they just go.
hold on. I know I look young. I look good for 45. The only thing that's gonna get you is these grades. But they look past these grades. I've been working since I was 18. I had 2 jobs at 18 and went to school full time. I've never been without a job. And when I built my business, okay, look how I work on this YouTube at a loss. I get challenged, I turn up more. Imagine when that money is in stake. All right, so you build a business, you get a sniff of a different type of bag. Because see, back then you working for minimum wage, even as a manager, equating back then to $13, $14 an hour. And then I'm starting something which will be considered, gig now, but back then we was hustling off Craigslist before we evolved into a legitimate business. But even hustling out of my pickup truck off Craigslist, I'm going home with $400-500 a day. A 2-week check was $800. When I was working a traditional job, I'm making $400-500 a day. I got that taste. This is like a pit bull getting that taste of blood. Oh shit, we're gonna repeat the process and we're gonna keep growing. All right, how can I make more? How can I make more? We just go and then just keep growing. I'm trying to make as much money as possible, and this is the only thing I'm focused on. This is it. Ain't no work-life nothing. Work-life balance. What you talking about work-life balance? Ain't nothing but work. We trying to balance the work. We can live life later. Ain't no such thing as free time when you on the new and you building a foundation. Where we gonna find this time at? See, that's the dream that they've been sold. They hate when I tell them this shit, but it's the truth. I'm not. It's not no hate. It's what's is reality. So it is what it is, bro. I'm gonna continue to come on and have these conversations. I appreciate you for coming on. I know you get up at 1, so I'm not gonna hold you because we can sit here and talk business.
You are. I'm a
saying?
slide on another one.
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
could
come
talk.
through one time for the one time.
We could talk business forever, but I appreciate you coming on.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to Costas. Shout out to everybody in the building. Running Warrior, I paid that price mark in the beginning. It was like wearing a pair of shoes 2 times too small. Yeah, I've been working since 17. Yeah, Mark was 20. Yeah. So shout out to everybody. Appreciate. Hold on a second in the back. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. We touched a little over 200 people. Still 100 people in here just watching us kick it and chop it up. I didn't want to make this. Yeah, I didn't want to make it like an interview. I just wanted to make it like a conversation. And that's what, I talked to him earlier. I said, man, we just want to kick it, talk, just whatever the conversation leads to. Just leads to, what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for coming on. Once again, shout out to everybody for watching. Wiseman tomorrow. So all the smoke and all the antics and the banter and the crazy shit tomorrow. So I'm gonna wrap up here and I'm gonna get my mind mentally prepared to go to war tomorrow with Kurt. All right. Until next time, y'all.
That's what it takes.
Peace.